And the first time I tried to send it, it all like posted off, and then it got sent back because it turned out at that time you weren't allowed to send soft toys to Germany for some reason.
What? Huh.
So it got sent back to me. And then I've tried to... Recently I was like, oh my gosh, I still didn't send it again. So I went to send it, and then the Royal Mail got hacked and you can't send anything abroad. It's been that way for a few weeks. So I'm just like, you'll get it eventually.
I'm typing up the tweet.
Nice. How's everyone doing? Hello. Let me know if Ridian is loud enough.
Yeah, some people in my chat like volume check. Currently the game is pretty quiet.
Oh.
Briony won't know that because he hasn't connected yet. Yeah.
I have none.
Yeah, it's fine. I haven't clicked yes either, so you could have had tried and I hadn't clicked anything.
I've tried so many times.
All I can do is apologize, Briony. It's my bad, honestly.
Here I go for the 50th time.
Okay, well, finally I got around to it. Jeez.
Oh, there you go. 51st time's the charm.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah. Time to find a GIF. We'll do a classic GIF of Runosuke, I think.
Runosuke.
Runosuke.
I had a dream last night.
Yeah? You don't want to save this for your thing?
I've not recorded it, so this is free real estate. But I had a dream that I went to go and watch WWE.
Yeah?
But we were so far back, I couldn't even see where the ring was. I could see people like coming out of the dressing room and walking towards the entrance door. That's how far back I was in this weird setup. And there were a weird mixture of wrestlers there, including... Oh, my camera's ahead of my audio. Oh, I can change that.
Wacky. Is mine fine?
Is that better?
Can you see this chat? If I clap?
Mine was delayed yesterday, so I had to change it, and now I've had to change it back. It just OBS
Why does your
sometimes
keeps changing? Because
I don't know. It does what it wants. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much, Turtle Cube, for resubscribing at tier 3 for 65 months. That's such a long time.
Blimey. So yeah, some of the wrestlers that were in this imaginary wrestling match that I dreamt of included this Rocky Johnson was there, of course.
I see, yes, the Rock's dad, yeah.
But then he was against Takeshita. So this went across
time travel
times. And then there was this tag team from NJPW who are completely made up. They were just random wrestlers that apparently existed. But their thing was that they had I don't even know why this was in my head or why I would then go on to tell people in a public fashion. But their outfit was that they wore gold thongs that they had comically large, like, Muppet penises. So they were obviously, like, clearly fake. They weren't like they
weren't like pretending or anything. It was just like,
it wasn't like a ridiculous anatomically correct thing. It was clearly like a ridiculous thing. But they, like, the whole joke was that they kept on, like, slipping out mid-wrestling stuff. And I woke up like, why? What's going on up there? Do we need to talk about this? It was just very weird. But I couldn't actually see any of the wrestling, so I only saw them, like, go out to the match, and then I couldn't watch the wrestling, so I ended
you were just sitting all the way back and going...
Yeah, I just started playing with a vending machine.
What they do oftentimes when there's, like, a big arena or whatever, they have giant monitors, like, in there, so that you can see what's going on, basically. It's as if you're watching...
They didn't have that. Broadcast. It was just, like, really high up, really far away. And at one point, I was there with Alex, and then at one point, Alex turned into... I was there with my mum instead, and I handed us, like, 2 tins of Diet Coke. And I remember this really boring detail where I said to my mum, is this okay, or should I swap it from one for the fridge? And then I held it and I was like, actually, no, it's cold enough. And then I woke up.
Right.
Probably because the dream got too boring to bother.
Yeah, you're like, as long as we've got, wrestlers, Muppet penises, like, this is exciting stuff. But once you start detailing, like, is this that Coke cold enough to drink? And like, all right, we're done with this. We're done with this. I'm waking up. Yeah, I can see that problem.
It was just so weird.
Yeah, well, that's dreams for you, right? Like, I don't know if it's even... I firmly believe that some dreams are not worth analyzing. It's just, there's a lot of crap in the head. We're just gonna flick around the images for a bit, and then your brain, because what the brain does so well, like human brains do so well, is they seek patterns. That's one of the things we're really good at, trying to make sense of everything, which even the most random things. So then it's like, well, this must mean there's a long continuous story that makes sense, that you were definitely at a wrestling event and this happened and this happened.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. It's one of those things.
I mean, I have been watching stuff about Rocky Johnson recently, so that makes sense. And I love Takeshita, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
The rest of it, I've not even drunk Diet Coke in a year or something. I don't know where that bit came from.
Well, maybe you miss it.
Actually, no, that's a lie.
Yeah?
I think I had one recently, and I was just like, I don't want this. It was a bit like, I had it because it was when we were filming the secret thing that no one's allowed to talk about, and it was a really long day, and I was like, oh, maybe I should just drink it for some, like, energy. And I remember drinking it and just being like, I could have done without this.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's a big thing I'm trying to do this year. That's one of my New Year's resolutions, is to not have stuff for the sake of it. Because I think a lot of the time I get caught up in like, oh yeah, I'm going to have a treat. And then when I have it, I'm like, I could have done without this.
Yeah. Well, that's very common. Like when you, the anticipation of something is better, like this morning, I woke up and I was like, I decided like I need to go out to the shops and go to the post office. But I was like, if I don't do that, I can stay in bed for 2 more hours instead. So I grabbed my phone and like started opening up to my local delivery place. Like, add this stuff in, right? And I was clicking through there, and I'm like, well, I could order some chips or crisps, I guess you guys call them, yeah. And like, this, and then maybe some of this, and then once I started like yeah, exactly. And then I started waking up properly, and I'm like, I know how I'm going to feel. Like the first 2 handfuls of that bag of crisps is going to be great. But after that, it's going to be routine, and it's going to be whatever. And by the time I'm done, I'm going to feel like that was not worth my time. And I'm going to feel really annoyed at myself. Because I'm supposed to eat healthy and like be good. And I'm going to sit there and like, I fucking shoved this shit in my mouth and I did not need to. And it wasn't really all that good. So yeah, I didn't do that. So I said like, okay, well then screw it. I'm going to actually go to the store. So I went to the store. And,
I have a bing bong, 2 secs.
What's your store? Your door bing bong. Maybe she's getting crisps. Are we taking bets? Do we think it's a random person, or do we think it's a delivery, or do we think it's a neighbor, or do we think it's, what do we think? Maybe it's a wild surprise? I don't know. We'll find out soon. Don't worry. Both mine and Briony's chats. We'll find out soon. Don't worry. It'll be exciting times. Man, we haven't played lawyer game in so long. I'm excited. Good morning, I suppose. Good evening. Good afternoon, I would say. It's 3 p.m. Hello. What was it?
It wasn't
Anything
Kirsty.
exciting?
It was the bunny's litter. But the delivery driver looked like an actor. What's he called?
Well, I don't know.
He was in The Science of Sleep. Alexa, stop.
Let's see. I swear.
What's he called?
They're useless.
Gael Garcia Bernal. Looked like him. I haven't thought about that actor in a long time.
Gael Garcia Bernal.
Yeah.
This guy. Okay.
I don't know if you would have... Hang on, I think I put my ears on one key. I don't know if you would have seen him in anything.
I I never watched Old.
Old.
Yeah, he was.
He was in Itu Mama Bien, but I don't know if it's like a bit of a.
Seen that, but it would have been a long time ago.
Yeah.
And your mama too.
Better. And your mama too.
That's what it means. No, I guess he's mostly a Spanish language actor.
Yeah.
No,
I used to really like. Science of Sleep is a very good film.
Mm.
It's the same director as Be Kind, Rewind. Twitch is unstable today. Oh no.
Oh, that's not
it
good.
Could blow at any moment.
Oh god. We gotta be careful so we don't throw too many bits at the machine.
Yeah.
Did you ask?
Wait, that's not how you're meant to be a streamer. You're meant to be like, we need more bits to keep this machine rolling. Am I right? Any primers?
Any primers up in this? Eh?
Michelle Gondry. That's the director I'm thinking of.
Who? What?
Michelle Gondry. He also did Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
No, that's a good movie.
I don't like it.
Why don't you like it?
Because it's too sad.
It is sad. It's very sad. That's why I like it. I don't know. I have a... Have you seen Whiplash?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have an argument. Well, not an argument, but it's an answer I disagree with that one. I hate the ending of that movie so much. I get really upset at that movie's ending.
Yeah.
And it's not because it's a bad ending. It's because it's a bad ending. If you know what that means, right? Like it's not.
I can't remember how it ends.
Okay, well, I mean,
I obviously don't want you to.
But that'll be
people cover your ears.
Spoilers. If you think you're gonna watch Whiplash, and I think you should.
Oh, actually,
it is a good movie.
I think I do remember.
Okay.
I think I do remember. I felt the same with the ending of La La Land.
I've never seen that one, so I don't know.
Oh, that's a good film.
Yeah.
Some people hate it.
A lot of music.
I loved it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, basically, okay. So Whiplash ends sadly or badly, you know, or depressingly, I suppose, right? And I feel emotionally invested in the movie, and then when bad stuff happens, I feel upset, and so I don't like it. So I don't want to I don't want to watch the movie again. Like it's one of those sad movies, like Requiem for a Dream. Like yes, it might be well written. And, yeah, it's like might be you know it's well written and interesting, but I don't want to see it. It's like The Last of Us Part 2. Is Alex there? Bring Alex. I need to argue with him. Like it's I don't
Alex,
know, man.
Rydian wants to fight you. Last of Us is too sad. Are you watching the TV show at the moment?
Yes, I am. Yeah, really good TV show so far. Are you watching it?
No.
Oh, you should.
I'm too scared.
Because Last of Us, but you can do it. If you can watch Alex play it, you can watch a TV show.
Yeah.
You're tough. I believe. You're brave.
Nah, I'm a PAB.
To clarify, like I think Last of Us Part 1 is very good. I think it has a very good storyline. It's Last of Us Part 2 I don't like.
The second one is a bit sadness porn.
Yeah, exactly. It's misery porn. It's just look how horrible people are, and everyone is being bad and having a bad time. And guess what? More bad stuff is happening. And it's like
the music I've put on does not fit this conversation.
Yeah, no, I have the Great Ace Attorney in the background. You know. So, but I'm just like, yeah. So some movies that, and I understand, and I do think there's value in shows, movies, stuff like that, ending sadly. Not everything is a happy ending. I get that. And I'm not saying that everyone should have a happy ending either. And I'm not even saying that I want to only watch stuff with happy endings. But some movies or TV shows or whatever, end in such a sad way that it makes me upset. And I don't want to think about it or watch it or engage with it anymore, because it doesn't ruin the entire experience, but it puts this ending on the entire experience. So looking at it all, it's like, well, I know how it's going to end, and that makes me sad and upset. So therefore, I don't like the steps in between, you know?
I had that with Okja. Okja is like the most heartbreaking film I've ever watched.
I have never heard of
I managed to hold it together for like part of the film, and then there's a particular scene, and I literally just cried for the rest of the film. I'm talking like a good 40 minutes of crying, because everything was just like... And it's one of those things, I think it is an important film for people to watch, but I don't think I could ever watch it again.
I'm on IMDb about it now, so I guess it's about, life percent. And this seems tailor-made to make you upset, to be fair. Like,
it to the point where they literally, like, the thing that finally broke me was they played the song, which was the last song that oh, my OBS is just disconnected.
Oh dear.
Is that a Twitch thing?
I don't know. It seems fine here.
I'll press start streaming again and see if it works.
Yeah. You don't want to tell the story with your chat not being right. I mean, so far it seems good.
It's a cliffhanger.
Everyone in chat type 1, 2, 3 if you're here.
Cliffhanger ending.
Yeah. Type 3, 2, 1 if you're not here. Type.
Wait a minute.
Okay. I'm getting some 1, 2, 3s. I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 1, which is very confusing.
It was so tailor-made to upset me that literally the song that broke me, there's a particular scene and it played the song that was like the last song Alex and I had at our wedding.
Oh,
and I was just so like, okay, I'm going now.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Wow. Yeah.
But it's just so, like, I think it has a lot of important things that people should know about it, and it tells it in a but it just broke me.
I mean, again, I haven't seen it, but just looking up on it and synopsis and stuff on well, not synopsis, but premise on IMDb, and it seems exactly like your thing.
There's
or
also
rather, the opposite of your thing, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm glad I watched it. But then there's films like Brooklyn, which make me cry every time, but I'll watch that film a million times. Like I love that film.
I mean,
so I think it depends.
Cry, maybe, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah.
Some crying feels good, you know.
Yes.
Like yesterday. So we are starting up a new D&D campaign, and when I say D&D, I mean Pathfinder 2nd Edition. But you say
and when I say we, I mean not Briony.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've tried to invite you multiple times, but it never works out. Plus, we're already 6 people. I don't wanna, but it would be a lot easier if one person left the campaign. 6 people is a lot of people to have in one group. Like,
gaslight them.
I should just pretend
Girl
one
boss.
person was never invited. Yeah, just like
gatekeep.
Just remove Rabs from the channel, and then like, oh, we're gonna
He was never
like,
there.
oh, really? And I didn't see. What are you talking about? You were never invited. You said way before. You said you weren't sure about Pathfinder. You're not in. But what about my character I made? Like, I don't remember your character. You made the token. I don't know what you're talking about. We discussed the backstory. That makes no sense to me. Yeah. No, but long story short. So where the fuck was I? This derailed so fast. My God.
Pathfinder, D&D,
yeah,
crying.
We're starting campaign, crying. Yes, okay, yeah. So we're starting a new campaign, and the campaign has a sort of a Wild West feel to it, like a little bit
Cowboy.
Little cowboy. So like there's like a little bit of steampunk technology, almost kind of. There's like guns and black powder, a little bit like Arcane. You've seen Arcane, right?
No.
What?
Wait, is that the League of Legends thing?
Yes, it's the League of Legends thing on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I started watching it. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, did you not like it? Really? Because I mean, I've played League of Legends, but I'm a Dota fan, like you. You know that.
Yeah.
But I thought Arcane was brilliant. I thought it was really good. I very much enjoyed it. Anyway, point being, like that sort of world they're in there with like slightly technological things and the sort of like bar the feel of Arcane fits very much in the style of the campaign we're gonna do, right? So when I presented that world to the players and started picking their characters and stuff, obviously we all got into sort of a Western theme and mood and style. And Duncan specifically said, like, okay, I'm gonna have my character be Doc Holliday. And I'm like, cool, I recognize that name. And it's from Tombstone. Okay, yeah, I probably should see that. You haven't seen it? You have to go see it. And specifically, it's like, okay, my character's gonna be very like it, so you have to go see it so you understand my character. And I'm like, yeah, all right, fine. So yesterday I was gonna be like, all right, guys, I'm just gonna go watch a movie and see it. And then like, which movie? I'm gonna watch Tombstone. Watch it on Discord. So I did. So I watched it on Discord, and a bunch of people joined and eventually watched it. And then there's a sad scene in it, and
yeah.
So he said that like this is like the second time I rewatched it in a week, and I still cried over the sad scene, and I was like, yeah, like I have often found that rewatching something makes me more emotional than when I watch it the first time.
Yeah.
This is something I've noticed a lot while I've been doing my emotional vampire stuff for Final Fantasy. When you watch like new people play and reach these like special moments, that's when I get the most emotional, more emotional than when I myself played them through the first time.
Yeah,
because
I guess because you've got nostalgia mixed in with it.
It's a nostalgia mixed in, and you know the characters, and you've grown to love the characters like later on and stuff. You understand the impact, I guess, more. Like, oh, it's great. There's some really good stuff.
There's a film that has a particular scene that makes me cry every time, and it gets to the point where I start crying the scene before it's even happened now, because I know it's going to come up next.
Yeah.
And by the scene itself, I'm fine.
Yeah, because then you've already gotten the tears out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's the thing, right? Like and to me, crying like that is the best. Like that's really
it's
good.
Cathartic.
Like it's cathartic and fantastic. Like I seek out like moments, like some of the best Shadowbringers, Endwalker moments, Final Fantasy like 14. I'm like frantically YouTubing to find like someone that it seems nice. I cannot wait until Zoe gets to those moments. Oh my god,
yeah.
I'm going to die of emotional pain. It's gonna be great.
I went through like a time last year. I think I talked to you about it actually. When I was having like a lot of the mental health issues going on, I just couldn't cry, and I felt like I needed a good cry. I just couldn't do it, and I was just sat there. I was like watching sad things. I was watching like videos of dogs getting rescued, and then they finally get reunited with their family, and all of that, all the stuff that usually would set me off. And I was just there like, come on, just nothing. And I was like, I need this.
Yeah, damn, that does not sound healthy.
No, like I really wanted something to set me off, but just nothing would.
Yeah. Did that get itself fixed eventually? What, get itself fixed? Did you get fixed? Are you fine now? Can you cry?
I can now. Yeah, I fixed myself. But I remember the first time that I did actually have a cry after that, and I got such a bad headache. I was like, I hate this.
Yeah. I guess it's just been so much held back, and then the body and brain lets it out, and it's like, damn, that was effort. I need like that hurts, Yeah. No, man, like, I mean, I don't know, like, if this is a guy thing or whatever, but, like, there's so rarely that I actually cry. Like, tear up, sure. I think everyone mostly tear up in, like, there's a sad moment in a story you care about, and the music swells up. Like, everyone tears up, well, not everyone, but a lot of people tear up a little bit.
Yeah.
But like there was a moment in Final Fantasy 15, it doesn't really make sense. It's not really that sad of a moment, but like there's a moment in Final Fantasy 15 that it just hit me so strongly that I sat and like cried and wept like at the computer, like alone, and I just sat there. It's like I don't really understand it. Like it was like a mixture of like despair and hope and like drive to continue on, And like, it's hard to describe the emotions, and I was just like ugly crying, you know, sitting in my computer alone, you know, when it was happening. And yeah, like it was a huge emotional relief, because I probably hadn't cried in years. I mean, I don't know if that's like a thing if you're a guy or you're told to not cry, which is a thing, right? So you were always sort of protected to a certain degree, you know?
Yeah.
And I guess somehow that cut through, and yeah, that felt really good. Like that, like at the time it didn't feel great, but like it really felt like an emotional relief of something that I'm held in for so long.
You really can be.
Yeah.
I happy cry more than I sad cry.
Yeah. Like you're just like super happy about something and you tear up basically, or what?
That makes me cry pretty much every time in Fellowship of the Ring. 'Tis not Gandalf, as people assume when I say I cry at that film. It's when Gandalf sets off the fireworks and the hobbits are all really happy. It just makes me cry when I see their little faces, and they're just so happy about it. And every time I'm just like, oh my god, they didn't love it.
That's nice too. I don't think I ever happy cry. Like, well, when I say cry, no, I'm thinking tearing up basically. But yeah, I don't think there's anything like I smile a lot, but I think the only time my eyes start getting wet is when there is something. No, I mean, maybe you're not entirely wrong. Maybe when like there's a reunion or something. Oh god, yeah. The Witcher 3. I don't know if you played it, but Alex has played it, right? And I think you watched it a fair bit.
Yeah.
There is a moment.
I never really watched Witcher.
Yeah, okay. There's a moment where which is a happy moment, that starts as a really sad moment and then becomes a happy moment. It's towards the end of the game, but it's not the end of the game. I don't really want to spoil it just in case anyone hasn't seen it yet. But yeah, that was sort of a. I think it's because it started as a sad moment and became this sort of like triumphant, happy moment. That is a huge part of it as well. That really made me sort of happy cry, I guess. You know, like or at least seriously tear up. Like I say, cry, and I don't reserve that for like actual. That sort of
you well
noises.
Up,
but
welling up feels nice though, because it's nice to feel moved.
Yeah, it's good. Like it's when, at least as a guy, I don't know, and I don't even blame my parents or anything. I don't remember them saying it, but the general idea of like boys don't cry. You know, you're supposed to be stoic and tough, and you know, like an emotional rock, right? And if you cry, you're a girl or a crybaby or whatever, that sort of thing. And I don't know how much of that has really like affected me. Like I've always been in this belief that like whatever, I'm beyond that bullshit. I'm like I don't listen to what society should be and so on. But also if it's been years and years of TV and society drilling that into your head, I mean, I'm not magically immune to everything. Like on the surface level, I can probably think that I'm immune. Like, yeah, I know that's bullshit and I'm going to be, but there's probably a lot that's built into you, right? But
that's why I love Lord of the Rings so much, because the men cry and they kiss each other and they say they love each other and they embrace, and it's so nice. They show emotions and it's not like, get a load of Aragorn, he's crying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, it's nice. It's really nice. They get to be emotional and they are not presented as being in any way lesser because they're emotional. I think that's really good. But yeah, like so having good moments and stuff like that feels good, and I think it's something that people should embrace in many ways. So yeah.
I sort of wish I did cry a bit easier at things. Is it like I do have things that I cry at, like if like I said with Okja earlier, like if a film sets me off, it sets me off. But there's so many times that I'll be talking about like games and stuff, and people will be like, "Oh yeah, I cried about," and I'm just like, no.
Yeah, no, I've seen that before. I've seen that before as well, and it is a thing, right?
I don't know if it's because I stream them.
Well, it could be.
So there's that certain level of composure.
Yeah, there absolutely could be. And I think that's also when you're being an emotional vampire, like I am, you know, and basically everyone who's played Final Fantasy 14 who's really into the story, it's you can't just go back into. I mean, you can go back and do it. You can make a new alt or new game plus or whatever. But it's not exactly the same. So what you do is you seek out other players doing it again to get your drain their emotions and feel again.
Yeah.
But the worry is if they react in a way you don't think they should react. A lot of people can't handle that, right? A lot of people go in and it's like, oh man, it's time for the scene right after the vault where all the big thing happens. Here we go. Can't wait to see them cry. And then they go like, oh no, well, he was nice. I'm gonna get them. And then
that's
go like,
me.
How dare you not cry? You're supposed to be sad. Also because the thing, and I think you say like you sort of hold back a little bit maybe on stream, like you say like, you know, maybe more protective of your emotions.
Not on purpose. I think it just
but it's like a subconscious thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people are the opposite. Some people deliberately heighten their own emotions. I'm not saying they're like fake crying or being fake upset, but they put themselves in a state of mind where they let it go out extra much because they know that's what people like, you know? And so in the case, and a lot of people do like that, you know, like someone getting crushed by a sad scene. A lot of people go in and they love that shit. They which is why why they call emotional vampires, because it has a negative implication, even though it's like a lighthearted like negative implication, right? It's in a fun way. It's in a nice way, even though but like, yeah, they're going there to watch people cry. It's basically what they're doing. Which is, I mean, I'm the same in a way. Like I go to watch strong emotions. Like I want to like go watch Zoe do like the Eden series raids because the end gets really good, and I'm like, she's gonna really enjoy this, and she's my friend, and so I want to see like, and I see it, and I mean, she doesn't have a webcam or anything, but I can hear it in her voice and everything, right? So she does it, and that makes me happy. Like I'm happy to hear her be emotionally affected by a game, right? And it's not a negative thing, but like it can sound like it when the thing is like, you know, like, oh, I can't wait for them to cry. Like that sounds bad, but you know, yeah. And if they then do it and they don't have an effect, a lot of people can't handle that because they get like upset. Like either it's like a lack of what they thought they were gonna get, or they get this thing where like, no. You're not playing the game right. You're not experiencing the game right. Like
you're not emotion right.
Yeah, like when you were playing, I'm sure there were a lot of that with when you played Undertale, because who boy is it risky to play Undertale, but because the game has its fans, right? And if you don't react to the lines right, the songs right, the moments right, you know, people are going to be like, has she even paid attention to the game, or does she even care?
Have emotions?
Is she even a human? You know, like that sort of thing, right? Like, but don't you see? He said the thing that's from the first part of the game. It's him. And it's like, well, yeah, I know, and I get it, but yeah, you don't have a strong emotional reaction. A lot of people will be upset about that, which I
think I suffer from being British sometimes, because sad things happen and you just sort of go like, oh yeah, that's sad. Okay. Tea?
Like, oh dear, that's bad. Well, stiff upper lip, am I right? Let's go, you know? Yeah. I don't know, like
I would like to embrace emotions more. I think that's something I need to work on in real life as well. Because I've noticed that I think this is why I had the problems I had last year. Because sad things, like I had lots of bad news last year. And every single time I'd just be like, oh, okay. So anyway, and then eventually it got to the point where I was like, I can't escape this anymore. So I think I do need to learn to process feelings.
I think you're right. I think
someone teach me how to be human.
Well, that's hard because a lot of people are human in different ways. But yeah, I do think. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's a very unhelpful tip, but it's true. I do think that is kind of important, right? Like, to let things that happen to you have an emotional reaction, so that because that helps you process it in a way. Like I think that's good for you in many ways. And and even if it's a silly video game, and it's like some model or whatever, like haha, if you care, let yourself care. And if you don't care, don't try to force yourself into caring as well. Like, I think that's like a risky thing. The way we're talking about it is like, don't force yourself to like cry and be sad. Like, if a sad thing happens and you don't really feel that sad, like you feel like, oh, that is a shame, but don't try to force yourself to like weep, because like a character that died or whatever. Like, that's sad, but you can move on. Just be honest with your emotions, I think, is the ultimate thing, right? And that can be very hard.
Different things will affect different people differently. Different.
Very different, yeah. But that is true, right? Like, I think sometimes you just have to be honest with your emotions. And sometimes, particularly if you're streaming, that's not always easy, because it's hard to be emotionally honest and vulnerable in front of hundreds of people. So, and a lot of people will take it different ways. They will either fake emotion or rather heighten emotion because they feel like that's good, or like that's how they most easily get through it. Or some people will hold back emotion because they're like my
emotionally stingy.
Yeah. Or they're just like, hey, I'm gonna keep it kind of, I want to
Twitch is disconnected again.
Again? Mine is working, so I don't know. I don't know what the problem is.
I went through a tunnel.
Yeah.
Doot, doot, doot.
That's what Kirsty says every time she reloads the save. I think he went through a tunnel.
There's a lot of tunnels in Hertfordshire.
It very much is, yeah. Particularly when something goes bad in XCOM, apparently. Then there's a lot of tunnels. I don't know.
Doot, doot, doot.
Are you back up?
I think everyone says back. Hello.
Okay, hello back. Yeah, and I don't know, like, some people also just like, my stream is meant to be chill and fun and lighthearted, so if something accidentally gets emotional, I'm gonna kind of flippantly make a joke and move on, because that's not what I want to, like, I'm here to make, silly jokes, and who cares that Zagreus finally escaped Lamau, or, that sort of thing, right? Like, you just make it. I watched your VOD, by the way, and you were fine. I'm not saying you were reacting wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But
I was
stuff
just
like that, right?
pumped.
Yeah, I saw your adrenaline shaking hands.
I was genuinely worried for a minute.
Phase 3.
During the fight, I was like, I think I'm gonna. I was worried I was gonna set off my nervous system problem. I was that hyped that my heart was beating, and I was like, I might just faint at any moment, which wouldn't be the best way to get through the fight. And I was just there like, okay. It was quite nice doing the slow walk afterwards, because I was like, I can just
time to calm down,
walk slowly and just be like, ah. Oh.
So 26 runs it took you, right?
Yes.
Took me 25.
Did it on my 26th.
So I win. Ooh. I won by 1.
I just wanted to make sure I did it in fewer than 30. Because I think when I first played, someone, I don't remember who, but maybe I imagined it. But someone was like, oh, I think it takes people an average of 30 times. So I was like, I will do it in less than 30. I didn't say it out loud, but when you set yourself a little goal of like,
I know.
It must be.
Yeah, I like to think that I would have done it faster, because I played it back in early access and there wasn't as much stuff. And I think it's probably easier. So I did it hard mode. That's what I did. I don't know if that's true at all, but I did do the vast majority of my attempts like really early when the game was just been released. Where like I don't even think Achilles didn't even have art yet. Like there was a lot of like placeholder art for people for both Nyx and Achilles and stuff. I don't even think all the weapons
I'm just
were
thinking
there.
it was like the Ditto version of Achilles.
Yeah. They just had like this placeholder art, basically like a person in a hood, and then they had like different colors. So he was already green, but you know, like you didn't see his face.
Yeah.
There was like not all the gods were there, not all the weapons were there. I think there probably was like different level of upgrades. I'm joking when I say like I did it hard mode, but there probably was some differences. So I don't know, but yeah.
I think it was easier back then. I read.
Oh, you think it was easier? Yeah. So really, you actually was better because you did it.
Yeah.
You did it during hard mode.
I think I read that somewhere that they,
you read that somewhere?
they had to nerf
You never
the game.
turned on God mode, did you? Right?
No.
No. Yeah.
No.
Neither did I. It's good that it exists though, because I think accessibility stuff like that is really great. I believe that certain games should be difficult because I think in many games the difficulty is part of what makes the game. Overcoming something difficult that's a challenge is part of your enjoyment of the game, and if it was too easy, like it wouldn't feel good. Now some people think that's bullshit because like I paid for the game, I want to see it, and that's fair. Like I can see that, but you know, that's why I think the way they did it in Hades is pretty good. Like you turn on God mode, you immediately just take a bit of less damage. I think like 10% or 20% less damage immediately. That's not gonna all of a sudden make you win a run that you didn't before. And if you then keep dying, you get slightly less damage taken every time, right? So that ultimately you'll hit a point where you stop dying so much, and at that point it's not going to get any easier. It's going to stay there basically. So you will be able to reach and see the rest of the story, which you know paid for the game, that type of thing.
Yeah.
You still have to do all the fights and kills and so on. So that's really cool. But yeah, because that's always been one of the discussions, like, should the Dark Souls games have an easy mode? And normally say like, yeah, sure, why not? But then like, well, if the games were really easy, would they mean as much? Like, if you didn't die a bunch, would the fighting a boss feel as good?
Yeah,
maybe. I mean, it's hard. It's a hard discussion to have, right? Because how would you know? Like, if the game only feels good because it's hard, is it really that good of a game? Really? Like, if all you care about is the game being difficult and then, you know, beating it because it's hard, then I mean there's a bunch of games specifically made to be very hard, to be those sort of trial and error games, like those ridiculously hard platform games like I Wanna Be the Guy and stuff. Those are like incredibly hard.
The Impossible Game.
Yeah, that sort of thing, right? And are those really great games? I don't know if I go that far. Like there's a level of enjoyment to beating a hard challenge, but is the game design that good? I don't know. But Dark Souls games and the good Dark Souls games, they have really good game design. That's part of why they feel so good to play. But would they feel as good to play if every boss just sort of had half health and you just automatically had twice as much health? If there was a mode you could just turn on where that was the thing? Maybe. I mean, maybe then the boss fights would be done so fast so you didn't get to experience them. It's a hard discussion.
I keep getting the urge to play Elden Ring, and I don't know why. I've never played any game like that before. I've never wanted to.
I mean, Elden Ring is the one to play, I think.
Alex has been playing it, and it's just hearing his anger at the game. Like, there was a moment yesterday when we were playing in a Discord call. And I was playing Littlewood, so I was having a lovely time. Yeah. And Alex just at one point was just like, okay, oh, right, fine. And then Tom just goes, I see you've reached acceptance. But he eventually did the thing he was trying to do. And some guy made of balloons or something.
Yeah, balloon guy. Yeah, classic Elden Ring boss, balloon guy. No, I mean, but that's the thing, right? Like, that's the thing. If a boss is really hard, you get frustrated, and then you win. It feels really good.
Yeah.
That is a good thing. It doesn't feel like a good thing when you're fighting the boss, but when it's done, it does. The thing that makes Elden Ring, I think, better to play as your first Dark Souls game than others is the fact that it is an open world and there are many places to go to. If you reach a point where there's a boss, and that boss is very hard, In the other games,
Yeah.
it was like, well, time to just kill the enemies leading up to the boss over and over and over again until you get stronger, pretty much. Or maybe go back to some of the early areas and see if you missed one secret item somewhere, you know, that maybe will help you. But in Elden Ring, the world is really, really big. So you go to a place and like, oh, this is a tough boss. I'm just gonna not go here, and I'm gonna go to this entire different island instead. And you go there and you spend like 5 hours there and get new items and like 20 new levels, and then you can come back and kill the boss. And it's like, all right, now it feels like a proper challenge, that, you know, like a correct level of challenge. There's so many.
I guess that's an easy mode in itself. Not like easy mode, but I guess.
It's not easy mode at all, but it's like, it gives you options. You can actually go and change how you want to approach the rest of the game. It's cool.
I'm excited for Breath of the Wild 2.
Me too. Man, I feel like the longer it takes before Breath of the Wild 2, more people come along with their opinions about Breath of the Wild 1, saying, oh, it wasn't actually that good.
Oh, it was that
dumb because of the durability system, and there weren't enough dungeons. And I say to these people, poo on you, is what I say to you. No, I say you're what's the word I'm looking for?
I say to these people, your opinions are valid. I respect you.
What's the word? You're obligated to your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion.
Entitled, yeah.
But you're wrong.
But it's wrong.
Because you're real wrong. Yeah. Is it Tears of the Kingdom or Tears of the Kingdom? It's Tears of the Kingdom.
I think, like a lot of people look down on my opinion because I never really liked any of the other Legend of Zelda games other than Breath of the Wild. And people are like, well, it's the least Legend of Zelda-y of the games. I'm like, well, I liked it. So I don't care.
Maybe that's a good thing for you then. Yeah, like exactly. Did you try to play any other ones and thought it was like, or what?
I tried to play.
There was the Link's Awakening on the thing, I think, was right, yeah.
Yeah, I tried playing that one. And I've played like 2 of the others on the DS, and they were okay, but they were never really like... I never finished them. Whereas Breath of the Wild, like, I loved that game.
Yeah, me too. It was a huge thing. It was a big thing from like one of the first like big games I played on stream as well. I still have my Yahaha sound for that, you know, like the little Hey guy, you know, like all of those. Not the hey, but like the Yahaha. Like that was a big thing for my stream as well. I think maybe that's a big part of it, you know. But yeah, I thought it was brilliant. I had such a good time. I don't mind the weapon durability system. Like it can be frustrating to lose a cool item you found, but the game is designed around it, right? Like you're meant to always find new items. Like you find a new item and it's like, well, I have that now and that's forever.
Yeah.
I never have to change. Like, well, no, you're gonna keep moving on and finding new things and then making use of them and deciding, and then like, oh, I didn't like the dungeons. I thought the 4 dungeons were really interesting. Yeah, they had like some similarities, but I enjoyed them. And I enjoyed the smaller little shrines. Like it was a lot of cool stuff, and it was a really interesting world. I enjoyed like traveling around, and I enjoyed crafting and making food, and
I think that was the big thing
really
for me, which is what you've obviously found very much in Minecraft, is that I like it. I like playing games where I can just be like, oh, what's this? Oh, hey, look over there. Oh, wow, what's this? Yes, and Breath of the Wild had that. It wasn't like you could follow the story. It could be linear, or you could just chase a butterfly across half the world and get distracted. And that's what I like in a game, is when I'm not... I have things to do, but I can also not do them if I want to just be like, I'm going to move the fruit on this tree and see if I solve a puzzle. Like,
yeah, exactly, yeah.
It had the perfect level of just being constantly distracted for me.
Yeah, because Breath of the Wild starts with like, oh, hello, you've woken up. All right, here you go. Let's grab your first 4 abilities in these shrines. And you go do that. And then like, oh man, now I get the glider. Turns out the world is massive. And then it's like, okay, now go kill Ganon. You're like, wait, what? Like, and I mean, you could, in theory, speedrunners do, right? But the entire world is out, and it's like, you can go get this, and get this power, do this dungeon, and you get to choose what you want to do. And, you know, I ended up like having like this big list of things to do. And it's like, all right, we meant to do this, and I was gonna do this, and I was gonna do this, and like so many things you could do, and that felt really good. And I mean, don't get me wrong, like I really like the older Zelda games as well. Like I enjoy Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time, all those games. A lot of the 2D ones as well, Link Between Worlds and Link to the Past and so on. They're great, but they are more linear. It's like, okay, my next castle dungeon has to be this. Because in this, I get this item, which I'm going to need to be able to go on to castle number 2. I need it, you know, and like, oh, there's a few things in between when you walk around the world. It's like, well, I get this item now, so now I can upgrade my boots, so now I can upgrade my sword, and that sort of thing. It's more linear, right? And that's great. I love linear stuff. It's fantastic. I love linear stuff. But the openness and the feel of the world was really good. And I'm very excited to see what Tears of the Kingdom is going to be, because they already have the base game and now they're just making more. And the second game usually to me is like, this is where they don't have to worry about making the game. I mean, they still have to make the game, but like all the engine, most of the models, most of like the systems, the animations, the mechanics, they're all in there. So now the rest of the time they're working on it, they can just focus on making more stuff. Sequels tend to can be really good because they can just like add more things. Because they have the base of the game already there. I'm gonna go to voice activity because I'm getting tired of pressing the push to talk button. I'm talking so much. We've talked a lot.
Have you been on push to talk this whole time?
Yes, I have. It's mad, honestly. I don't know why.
I'm just pushed to mute. I find it easier.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's probably the way to go. In fact, can I set that up?
Did you want to play a game?
Yeah, well, I mean, we probably should. We haven't quite been there for an hour, but close enough.
Let me... Have I
Push
turned...
to mute. No, bam. Mouse 3? That's mouse 4. Damn you, game. Okay. Muting.
Why?
Okay, it's still a bit weird because it's still also the...
Oh.
I need to go in. Tell you what I need to do. I need to go into my mouse settings and turn off the side buttons on the mouse's thing to be back and forth. Because I never use them. It is always a problem.
I'm not getting sound on Parsec, just so as you knows.
Is it because it's quiet or not at all?
I've tried turning it up and yeah. Oh, I'm getting it now.
Okay, yeah, it was because it was very quiet. It was down to like 5. You're getting it now? Excellent. Just gonna don't click too much. This is scaring me. Hold on. Let me customize buttons. I want you to do nothing. Mouse functions.
Me?
Mouse functions. Don't do anything. I want them to not do anything. Mouse 5.
Oh.
Can I disable? Some other time. I'll figure it out some other time. Okay.
Is
Are you ready
music
for
loud
for
enough?
law? Yeah, good question. Chat
Everybody
now that I
did
increased the volume, is it good for everyone?
Oh, Kirsty, Emlo.
Hello?
Blow.
It's Kirsty smelled Van Zieks.
Yeah. He's awake now.
Who?
Kirsty.
She woke up now?
He was awake a little bit earlier. I thought Rhydian was saying, I smell. Aww.
I didn't
Do you
say
think
that.
Kirsty smells?
I mean, I'm sure she smells good. Probably. I don't know. When I met Kirsty, she had a neutral smell? Question mark? I don't know. I don't know how to go with this. It was probably fine.
Did you see the Reddit post of us three?
Smell? Oh, there was a Reddit
Yeah,
post?
about how stinky Kirsty is. I did it. I put the post. No, it's a picture of you, Kirsty, and I, and you had two like
leashes physically. I like.
Yeah.
Oh man. That's a nice thread.
Oh, people
We need
saying
to-
nice stuff.
Well, they said it was nice, yeah. So, I love how Briony's game is just chatting and Radiance is Ace Attorney. Yeah, I really should probably just set it to just chatting. But in theory, Ace Attorney's on the screen. So that's something, right? Hold on, I need to... Because, I mean, it is Ace Attorney, so...
Yee.
Yeah.
Yee.
All right.
I have changed mine now, though.
Excellent. 55 minutes in. Let's play a game.
Boop, 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 boop.
Final. The resolve of Inosuke Naruhodo. We are gonna need some previously on, honestly. Because I think the last time we played was in November. So,
I don't remember what happened.
it's been a while.
People died. There were ginger people.
There was a Ginger League, yeah.
Fish and Chips Man is dead. He was
Sadly,
murdered.
Fish and Chips Man is dead, yes.
There was a man-
Van Seeks is being framed for it. And Kazuma is the enemy prosecutor. It's a whole thing.
Yes. Doot, doot, doot.
Final
Oh.
chapter. Resolve of Inosuke Naruhodo.
I thought that was actually in the game then. I was like, oh.
Oh, good. Wait a second. Oh, we're going straight into it.
Yeah.
I guess because the last one ended in the middle of the trial. This is rare, by the way. A whole new chapter for the same trial. That I don't think has ever happened in
New chapter.
any Phoenix Wright game before, or Ace Attorney game, I suppose is the right way to say.
Ooh.
Bum, 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 bum. Ooh, this is some sort of remix of the song, I think. Yeah, it is. Ooh, it's a cool one. 3rd November, 9:14 a.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. An antechamber. So, not a chamber, it's an antechamber.
The exact opposite.
Yes. So, the finally has times come. Like, good start. Up to a really good start there. The times time come. I'll tell you what, I probably need some Pepsi.
Not an ad. Hashtag not an ad.
Hashtag sponsored, I wish.
Beppis.
Beppis Bliss, give monies. Mr. Megatoba is Watson and maybe Iris dad. Well, we were fairly sure that wasn't the... He is Watson, but we're fairly sure he's not actually Iris's dad.
More like Watson.
Watson. But yes, like we were saying, like a lot of that stuff was happening and we were like, well, let's go to the trial first. And we're like, wait, hold on, family drama. So, the time's finally come. Today, we unravel everything. I'll be counting on your support more than ever today, Mrs. Sato. Mrs. Sato?
Ah.
Oh,
Oh.
Please, no.
Oh no. Oh, what's the matter, Mr. Naruhodo?
Nothing. I was just saying I'll be relying on your support today, but...
I'm so sorry. Of course. I know I can be rather incompetent at times, but I shan't let you down.
You just let me down. On the floor.
No, I beat you down.
Would you mind helping me to my feet, then?
Oh dear. I'm really very sorry. Do we get Castian to do Van Zieg's voice?
Sure. The Sato-san, I mean, unless she's busy. The Sato-san isn't her usual self at all. That's hardly surprising, I suppose. She's just found out that her father's the partner of a world-famous detective.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they were... Because he was the actual
went to
partner
the
of Sherlock Holmes. So.
Science place.
Not
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes. That's his name.
Mark Humes,
Mark
famous
Humes.
detective.
Famous detective Mark Humes. Thank you very much, Dr. Regent Spellier.
Ah, good morning, sir.
There it is. It's Kirsty. Lord Van Zieks.
Thank you for all your efforts yesterday.
What? Did I hear that correctly?
What?
Oh, no, nothing. Just, hope we can clear things up today. Really can't make this man out. His face says I hate you, but his words are almost jovial today.
What his mouth says.
No.
But his kisses say,
no,
I love you.
No, they don't.
Hello, Limewood.
In fact, he hasn't been very Reaper-like at all since this all began yesterday.
Lord Van Zeeks isn't the Reaper, Mr. Naruhodo.
Good point.
The Reaper? I suppose in hindsight. I shouldn't have allowed that misconception to go unchallenged.
Huh?
It was my tacit acceptance of that pseudonym. My failure to stop the Reaper becoming something more than a mere legend that led to all this. But you're not to blame for that, Lord Van Zeeks.
It's only because serious crime in the capital dropped off so sharply when the public started calling me. That's why you didn't say anything, isn't it?
To be frank... Hello, I'm now Frank. I'm not sure that was the sole reason.
What do you mean?
There was a rumor at the time that the Reaper was really the ghost of my late brother. That having been slain by that evil killer, Clint's restless spirit returned as some sort of demigod to wield a deadly blade of justice where I, by dint of the law, could not. Didn't. Don't hear that word very often.
No, that's very rare. Yes, we've heard that story too.
When I lost him, I felt as though I'd lost my guiding light. I didn't know where to go or what to do. And so, in some small way, I wonder if perhaps those rumors made me feel his absence a little less keenly. Even I knew it was just an illusion, just some nonsense conjured up by an over-imaginative public. Aww. He was obviously extremely important to you. Lord Clint Van Zeeks.
Well, what's important now is uncovering the truth. That's all that matters. I know that you didn't take anyone's life. And I intend to prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt in court today.
I never thought I'd say this, but I can see it in your eyes, that burning desire to cut through all the lies and deception.
Oh boy. Yeah, alright. That's how we're doing it today. I see. Okay.
I can't deny it any longer. You are a lawyer of absolute integrity.
Thank you.
Hello, Dewey. Now tell me, why do I detect the scent of expensive tea leaves in the air? Oh.
Iris! Oh, Iris, when did you get here?
Oh. Why is her music not kicked in?
I don't know.
I brought you one of my special blends. Hurley loves it. He says it helps him to clear his head. I thank you. Oh, hee hee.
That's surely the first and last time I'll ever see a sight like this. You seem different today, Iris.
Oh?
Sort of subdued, I suppose.
Yeah, no backing music.
Yeah.
I am not.
What happened yesterday is obviously still playing on her mind a lot. She's clearly very troubled about having stolen that autopsy report from Dr. Side's laboratory.
Oh, Beedle, I've disconnected from Twitch again.
What?
Why it be do this?
Why it be do this? If your chat could have my stream up in the background and listen to this audio, so then they can at least hear your voice when you go away.
Yeah. I guess if it happens again, I'll just go onto your channel. We can combine, and hopefully my bad luck will not infect your channel too.
Actually, maybe you should stay away. Oh no.
I think Kirsty's been getting this a bit recently as well.
Yeah, well, Kirsty's had some serious internet issues in general. She's even swapped her providers, or like will be in like a week. You know, it was so bad that they were like, "Yeah, so I know we've been sucking. So if you want to switch,
just give up.
We won't charge you any money." And they're like, "All right, well, F you," you know. Okay. Yeah. I'm just trucking along with my standard Swedish internet.
Aww.
How much do you pay for internet a month? How much do you pay for internet a month?
I don't actually know. That's the one bill that Alex sorted out.
I see. Okay.
I do the water, the electricity, and the gas.
See.
And everything else. Alex does the internet, so you can ask me any of the others. I'll know those.
No, I don't really care about the others. That's the thing. I just wanted to compare, you know? Like, yeah. No, because I pay
know
like
he haggled
35,
it down.
I pay like 34.5 pounds like a month, and I have no complaints about my internet, except for the last couple of months, the Wi-Fi has started being really bad in my bedroom. It's annoying. Some nights it's just stopped being. So I'm on my phone and it's just starting to be real bad and slow, and I get so annoyed I just swap it over to mobile data. So my mobile, I have a really cheap phone contract, right? Because I really don't use it a lot. I think it's like it's not even £10 a month. I think it's
I'm trying to remember what he said it was, because I swear
$7.70 a month, like on my phone, right? And I have like X amount of free calls or whatever, like per thing, which I never use up, and like 2 gigabytes per month. But any I don't use up gets saved, gets put in my pool.
Oh, carried over.
Carried over, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
So every now and then I check, like, how much data have I used this month? It's like, well, I'm closing in on maybe 2 gigabytes. That's if I've been away a lot, like during December or whatever, because obviously, like, I'm not actually at home. I can't use my Wi-Fi. But even then, I use like the internet Wi-Fi a lot. But yeah. So anyway, yesterday it was in bed, like trying to browse, like watch YouTube, and it kept like having interruptions. And like, what is wrong with this Wi-Fi? Like, I'm just gonna go over to data, and then like, well, if I watch a lot on high quality, it's obviously gonna be. How much did I have saved over gigabyte? I had 104 gigabytes saved over.
Oh my god!
Over years and years of not using it. So I think I'm chill. I think I'm chill for a while. Honestly, I can probably just be on data for ages.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe one of your walls is full of water? God, I hope not. That wouldn't be very good. Why would you say that? Now I'm worried. Oh god. Are you back on Twitch, by the way?
I'm back, yeah. Okay. How long for? We don't know.
We'll find out. Hopefully it'll stay up from now.
Yes. Alright then. Good luck to you both. I have to make a move now. Oh, you're not staying?
I thought you'd want to watch today's proceedings.
Well, I'd like to cheer you on, obviously. But I've got lots to get ready.
Get ready? For what?
Oh, yes! Would you take this?
Aww!
Bunny.
It's Bunny Sholmes. Is that one of the little felt dolls that usually dangling from your knapsack?
Yes, it's a lucky charm, a little Hurley that I made once.
Hurley? It looks more like a Harley to me. We're not scared.
If for some reason you completely run out of options in the trial today, then just pull this little Hurley's ears as hard as you can possibly can.
Okay. What? Pull his ears?
That's right. It's a way to bring good luck. I think you might need it.
Iris's lucky charm has been entered into the court record. A little doll of Mr. Sholmes in hair form. I've been told to tug its ears if I run out of options in the trial today. Or I mean, I put $1,000 that we're gonna need to do that, so...
You think what we need is luck? I just need to peek inside the courtroom. And it seemed very different to normal.
Yes, it would seem that a certain someone has decided to pull out all the stops.
What does that mean?
What about Mr. Sholmes, Iris?
I don't know. He was out all night and he hadn't come home by the time I left this morning. Oh, I see.
Was Professor Mikitoba out all night too, do you think, Mrs. Sato?
Yes, it would seem so. I telegrammed the hotel this morning. And apparently they didn't come back to their rooms last night at all.
They?
Father and Judge Jigoku, I mean. There was a thing about her dad being, like, drunk and listening to German opera or something on the sofa, wasn't there?
Yeah, well, that's when Sholmes pretended that he was a random...
because he'd been... Yeah, he wasn't drunk. He'd been knocked out. I remember now.
Yeah, it was a whole weird thing. That entire thing was very bizarre. But then it led to, like, the revelation that, oh shit, that guy was basically Watson, so...
Yeah.
But then there was an actual real Watson, too?
Yeah.
There's still so many mysteries I want to find out, honestly.
That's right. Nobody appears to have seen either of them since yesterday.
I think I skipped my line. Judge Jigoku too? There we go.
Counsel for defense and the defendant.
Ryan, his Cockney voice is back. Yay.
Court is about to be in session. Please make your way inside the courtroom at once.
Good luck then, Bruno. Good luck, Susie.
Yes, thanks, Iris.
And you, Mr. Reaper. I hope it goes well.
Once again, I thank you for the delicious tea. It was very soothing.
Oh, I'm so glad.
We must go inside now, Lord Van Veeks.
Minecraft villager sound. Lord Van Veeks has always been the formidable prosecutor I've had to lock horns with in court. I say formidable, but I've actually beaten him like 8 times in a row. So I kind of stomped his ass multiple times. But not today. Today I battle with another in pursuit of the truth. My best friend, Kazuma Asoki, who I trust more than anyone else in the world. Now I understand what it was that drew me here to prison all those months ago. Now I know exactly what destiny had in store for me. With all but leading up to this one day, to this one trial, to this one final reckoning. There, November 9:30 a.m. in the Old Bailey courtroom.
Oh.
Feels even more oppressive here than it did yesterday. Cool stairs piercing me like knives from all sides today.
Ah! Mr. Naruhodo, look!
Oh ho ho!
Oh!
Lord Strongheart! Yeah, here we go. Here we go. I knew it. Like, the second you saw him in case 1, like, ultimate villain, like, just immediately by the character design and
We've
position.
reached the boss judge.
Yeah. As I must have known beforehand. The ramifications of this trial now extend far beyond the murder of one Scotland Yard inspector. In fact, events have come to light that threaten to rock the very foundations of our country's legal system.
I can't remember what voice I did for Casimir. Maybe he was French. No.
Learn the skip of the content criminal on the... No. I think you were just doing your noble man voice.
He could be a Cockney.
I mean,
he's been in London long enough now. The escape of a condemned criminal. Does it fit him? The escape of a condemned criminal on the night of his execution, the subsequent unlawful shooting of the man, and the revelation that prison staff must have been complicit in the jailbreak.
Should probably put on an English accent from this guy, but I'm not good at it. Britain is currently hosting influential members of the judiciary from countries all over the... It almost becomes posh, naturally. Countries all around the world. It is... No, I'm just going to do my stern official voice. It is imperative that we uncover the truth in these proceedings to avoid international embarrassment. By royal decree, this will continue to be a closed trial, and one over which I, male Strongheart, exercise total and unequivocal authority.
He's got a unicorn.
Oh shit, no jury anymore. 6 jurors flames just... As was the case in yesterday's proceedings, those here present in the public gallery are distinguished members of our judiciary, assembled to bear witness to a fair judicial process.
In other words, a collection of your acolytes, Lord Strongheart. This feels fair.
Yeah, this feels fair and balanced and very judicious. On a personal note, I find this most distressing, Lord Van Zeeks. You were a prosecutor of exceptional talent. Much like your brother Clint, in fact. Oh shit. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. For the trial of Barak Van Zeeks, who officially stands accused of murder. New music. Counsels for the prosecution and defense, are you in full readiness to proceed? The defense is ready, my lord.
As is the prosecution.
Yesterday's proceedings brought to light a shocking and disturbing facts. There was a side to the victim, Inspector Tobias Gregson, that was unknown to his superiors at Scotland Yard.
Yes, he was carrying out operations in secret, which Scotland Yard knew nothing about.
And in those clandestine operations, he had an accomplice.
Mr. Daily Vigil, who would be given the inspector's identification and present himself around the capital in order to establish credible alibis for Gregson. In that way, Gregson appeared to be carrying out his regular Scotland Yard work, when in fact he wasn't.
At the end of yesterday's session, Mr. Vigil, who had been suffering from amnesia, regained his memory. It would appear he buried his memories of the time deep inside himself as a means of self-preservation. Because whilst he was engaged as chief warder at Barclay Prison, he abetted the convict's escape.
Mr. Vigil is currently recuperating at St. Sinners. He's recovered enough to give a signed statement about his movements on the day prior to the incident. He's formally admitted to posing as Gregson whilst investigating the Red-Headed League.
Which brings us to the crucial issue of the victim's time of death. The defense yesterday proposed a suggestion that the victim may have been killed 1 day earlier. This was based largely on the discovery that the victim's pocket watch had not been wound. Had not been wound.
The prosecution has something to report on that subject, my lord.
Really? Go ahead, Prosecutor SOD.
I met once again with the coroner yesterday to discuss the issue. She confirmed that the defence's suggestion could not be ruled out. It's entirely possible that Inspector Gregson was killed on the 31st of October, the spookiest of days, the day before his body was discovered. I have here an updated autopsy report that includes the amended details.
But the official opinion of the investigation team was made clear yesterday, that the time of death was 5 p.m. on 1st November. Could wish be November 1st. Or at least the 1st of November.
I was just thinking, like, oh, I wonder if Halloween ever lands on Friday the 13th. And I was like, no, it couldn't. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't.
There are indications of an attempt to disguise the real time of death, however. It seems that the natural decaying process of the victim's body may have been slowed by keeping it chilled.
That's out of the question. There are no refrigeration devices in that part of London large enough to accommodate a human corpse. My lord, this is more than just conjecture. There's evidence to support the idea. We must investigate it thoroughly. Very well. The court will accept the new report as evidence. However, if this updated report is deemed to be accurate, it would give renewed significance to the movements of the victim on the day before the Fresno Street incident.
It would, yes. Especially since on that day, Inspector Gregson was using Mr. Vigil to cover up his real movements. It's conceivable that he was killed in the course of his secret activities.
Do I sense that the prosecution has some information regarding those activities?
Scotland Yard put an enormous effort into investigating that precise matter yesterday. I think we should begin by presenting the results of that investigation work.
Investigative.
I was going to say investigative investigation work. So the prosecution calls its first witness now. I love that he said, like, Scotland Yard put a huge amount of effort yesterday for one day into investigating this.
Yeah. We put so much time and effort. You know,
we spent a whole day investigating.
Yeah. You know, right after we finished the trial late yesterday, we did some checking. So.
State your name and occupation for the court.
Inspector Gina Lestrade reporting. Representative of Scotland Yard. Representative of Scotland Yard.
It's nice. She got it.
A self-conferred rank, but never mind.
Gina, again?
What's your problem, Odo?
What's with that Gina again look, eh? The boss meant the world to me. He'd done more for me than anyone else ever did.
Oh? Inspector Gregson, you mean?
He got me out the back slums of East End and took me under his wing. Taught me that life can have a purpose. So that's why I'm the best person to be standing here speaking for him.
Oh, Gina.
Right. All out of the goodness of Gregson's heart. Not at all that he had his arm twisted by Mr. Sholmes, no.
What's relevant to these proceedings is that the outcome of Scotland Yard's investigations yesterday has revealed that the victim was carrying out some assignment the police knew nothing about.
Very troubling. That face. Lord Strongheart knew.
So, Inspector Lestrade, Let's hear exactly what it says in that report.
Coming right up, sir.
The victim's movements.
All yard detectives are supposed to follow orders and investigate what they're told. But a little search of the boss's office yesterday, but that doesn't say that, turned up a notebook that had a load of secret meetings in it. According to that, the boss was looking into some smuggled goods dealings that day. Looks like it was a big job and all, but the coppers weren't onto it yet. What matters most is there's witnesses what saw the Reaper at that place too. So she turned around at the end, didn't she, and said that she didn't think it was Van Ziek's.
Yeah, I think so. Smuggled goods?
I don't know, do I? I'm just telling you what was written in the book. Tobacco, tea, spices, medicines. Goods of all sorts flow into London by illegal channels from across the globe. That reminds me, okay, this is a side note.
That's fine.
But have you seen Dune?
Yeah, of course. Yes.
The spice just reminded me. We finally watched Dune last week.
Hey.
And I could not take seriously, and this feels really mean, but I couldn't take seriously that the main character was called Paul.
You're not
I guess
the only
because you
one.
just... You
because
get this,
they doesn't feel
big,
like a sci-fi name, doesn't feel like a fantasy name.
Yeah, it doesn't
just
feel
Paul.
like a big one name.
Also,
They'd be like, I believe in Paul. I'm like,
yeah.
Why?
Like his name, particularly because his dad is Leto. You know, like, oh, that's a
it just seems
Leto
so
Atreides, but this guy's Paul.
Placeholder.
Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
his
then
friend
the
Duncan.
legendary fighter, like one of the best, Duncan. What's his last name? Idaho.
Yeah.
Like what? Fucking Idaho. Yeah, I don't know.
Just
Like
seems very strange.
for some reason, like there's so many fantasy names in the book, like Leto, the Atreides, the
I'm sorry
Bene
if there's any
Gesserits,
Pauls
you know?
in chat.
Yeah, sorry, Paul, but you know, and then you've got like the Harkonnens, and you know, but then there's also Dr. Wellington, you know, and Jessica is sort of her mom. And I think the idea is this is obviously straight up in the future. Like it isn't actually another world. This is like 10,000, 40,000, I don't know how many years in the future. So like they do still have a lot of connections to the actual human society. So some names would have just stuck around a lot, really.
And maybe like those sorts of names
there's a
would.
character called Miles we get eventually. You know, like there's a bunch of them, but yeah.
Yeah,
They
I
have
think
this
it just kept feeling out of place, just being like Paul.
Yeah, no, I get it. I think particularly if you're from America or England, it feels weird. Like not that because we have the name Paul in Sweden too, but I don't know. Like it, yeah, I don't know. I get it. I totally get it. It's good. It's a good story though. It's a good story.
Yeah. It is well known that they're disposed of at irregular black markets that take place in the capital. But the police are rarely able to locate them in time.
So Inspector Gregson was investigating one of those black markets. It's been suggested that high-ranking government officials may be involved in black market activity. No doubt Gregson was trying to avoid details of his investigations being leaked to the involved parties. That would explain why he was operating on his own authority without the Yard's knowledge. Do we know where the dealings were taking place at the time?
In a particular room of a certain exclusive London gentleman's club. And on the day in question, the accused is known to have been there. That's the conclusion of Scotland Yard's investigation into the matter.
That can't be. We haven't heard anything about any of this.
Members of the club have testified to it. There's no question. The accused, Barak Van Zieks, was present.
That would be very significant testimony then.
Oh my, but...
Lord Van Zieks has made no mention of this at all.
Twins.
In short,
There's a twin all along.
Lord Van Zieks has ample opportunity to murder the victim. in a public place.
So they're saying they went to a gentleman's club. Or one of them, they both went there, like, individually. And then they were killed there. And then he, dragged the body to
a fridge.
That place on Fresno Street? Yeah, first to a fridge. And then dragged him all the way over to Fresno Street?
Do they mean,
to place him there? And then go there as well on his own? Like, come on now.
Do they mean a gentleman's club? Or a gentleman's club?
See, I think they mean...
a gentleman's club.
I mean, I'm going to say it's probably the second. I think it's probably a gentleman's club. I don't think it's a gentleman's club, but it's probably also maybe not just a gentleman's club. It's probably a gentleman's club.
Okay.
I think we're on the same page with what we said, but who knows?
Oh, your detective's awesome.
Hold it.
Okay.
So, you follow orders, do you, Gina?
Nah, not me. I'm above all that, see?
Oh.
The boss always had special orders for me. Grab us some fish and chips, or go and give Toby his grub. That kind of thing.
So, errands more than orders, then?
This detective is still an apprentice, after all.
Yeah, well, this apprentice ain't one to sit around and wait to be told what to do, even by the boss. That's why I've been doing my own investigations into what happened. I didn't find much at first. But a little search of
Hold it.
Okay. Oh no, I've disconnected again.
Again? Jeez.
Again.
Internet.
Well, the thing is,
internet is
it's
bad.
like I'm not
But it doesn't seem
disconnecting
bad,
from the
'cause
call,
you're fine.
though.
Yeah, like
Or
that seems
past
so
that.
fine. Yeah, it's just Twitch. Somewhere between Briony's computer and the internet is El Problema. Somewhere. El Problema is
Which hates the British. That's what I've heard.
I mean,
Heard it
that's
here
possible.
first.
It's possible.
Oh,
Information.
well, I didn't think it was until you agreed.
Well, I mean, I think you made a good call. And I think
No.
you're right.
The weird thing is, every time I reconnect, it's not pinging in Discord. Because I thought, like, oh no, I'm going to have like 5 pings in there now, but not doing it.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe it's my OBS being weird.
Maybe.
It seems to be fine, and that there's no VOD split either. How weird!
That's bizarre.
Oh yeah, it says uptime 1 hour 33 minutes.
But chat is
Weird.
going FFF and stuff, right? Like,
Yeah, and I'm having to like press start stream again because it pops up with like a notification on OBS saying you've disconnected.
Huh.
Twitch has a bridge feature that keeps the stream going for a while after you stop streaming. Okay.
That's handy.
So as long as I do it in time, it shouldn't do a ping. Down to me being speedy.
Click fast enough. Anyway, are you good to go? Are you back?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you went through Inspector Gregson's things. Oh. Click into the window.
Yep. As part of the independent Lestrade investigation.
I'm sure your superiors would be delighted that you're taking the initiative.
So I snuck into his office when no one else was about. Because if anyone at the yard had seen me going in there, they'd have turfed me straight out on the street.
This is sounding less and less like an investigation and more like something else.
The prosecution understands that it was this very detective who discovered the notebook.
You got that right. Nothing gets past Inspector Lestrade and her trusty assistant, Chief Inspector Toby.
Toby's Chief Inspector? Damn.
Yeah, he's important.
Yeah, he's got
We
it very
found it
right.
hidden in one of his desk drawers and had a false bottom. Oh.
That's impressive.
So then I went to arm myself when no one could find me so I could have a butcher's of what was written in it. Because if anyone at the yard had found me out, they'd have me turf straight out on the street. I've given it in now, Fo, ain't I? And if it weren't for me, it would never have been found out. According to that,
Hold it. Do you have any idea where those dealings were taking place?
Yep. It was all there in the boss's notes. Let's see if I can remember. As I already said, the illegal dealings were due to take place at a gentleman's club.
Yes, but is it a gentleman's club? Or a gentleman's club? Or a gentleman's club? Yes, I remember, but I was hoping to find out the name of the club.
That won't be necessary.
Oh, I see. It is a gentleman's club. What?
It's conceivable that the club might be used again by the smugglers in future. Therefore, the prosecution has been asked not to reveal the name in these proceedings.
Okay, that actually does make sense.
I don't know what all the fuss is about. It's right here. All I've got to do is read it out. And I could too. I've got this reading game buttoned down now. Buttoned up, I haven't. Can't I show you what I can do? Go on, what's the arm?
That's where you put your bands on. Judge hasn't saying the subject to that. I could try to find out. What should I do?
I don't know.
I'm gonna insist.
Oh, but I insist.
This is a closed court. The proceedings are confidential. There shouldn't be any possibility of the information being leaked. As I explained, there is some possibility of politicians being involved in this affair. The prosecution is rightfully exercising caution, I imagine.
No, my lord. The prosecution has no objection.
Casimir?
There's no question that Inspector Gregson was looking into these black market dealings. However, it's not yet been established that he was on that particular trail on the day in question. If the defense requires to know the club's name, the prosecution has no intention of being obstructive. Right then. I get to show off my reading skills. Apparently, the
Actually, that was a new line. We probably should have let it go through.
Apparently, the smuggled goods was going to happen at a gentleman's club called the Grouse.
The Grouse? What sort of club is that?
I ain't got the foggiest. Clubs ain't exactly my thing. But I am kind of curious. They're not places where a foreign student like you would be readily admitted. Ah,
racist
the
club.
racist clubs.
Yeah. Have you looked in the mirror recently?
I'll tell you what. Me and Chief Inspector Toby could go in undercover.
Could you, though?
I could pick out a few good marks and see what else I could find out while I was in there.
I really don't think you should go picking out anything. Anyway, that's where those black market dealings were going to take place, is it?
Yeah, it's gotta be. That's what the lower ranking detectives at the yard reckon.
Says the even lower ranking detective.
Looks like it was a big job and all, but the coppers weren't onto it yet.
Hold it!
So how had Inspector Gregson come to find out about it in that case?
That's the question, ain't it? But I'm just an apprentice, so...
And why didn't he inform Scotland Yard of his findings?
Yeah, that's what I was asking myself, because, you know, I'm just an apprentice.
When it suits you, yes.
Anyway, the point is, something went on at that club, no question.
You can't say that for certain, though, surely.
what matters most is that there's witnesses what saw the Reaper at the place too.
Hold it!
Lord Van Seeks was at the club?
He was. Bottle full of bud. Detectives who visited the club yesterday to make inquiries have confirmed it. Several members report having seen the accused being admitted into the room in question as a guest.
Looks like there's no disputing that he was there then.
Well, we know that Lord Van Seeks was investigating Inspector Gregson, don't we? Perhaps he'd already discovered the inspector's secret notebook.
Which led him to the club, you mean? Maybe. Presumably then, there are also eyewitnesses who can testify that Gregson was there?
None have been identified at this time, no.
Huh. So the all-important victim wasn't seen at this mysterious club.
Why? Why aren't you asking Inspector Lestrade, eh?
Because you're just an apprentice. So that's all I've got to work with. Ina's not holding back with that ice-cold stare of hers, is she?
I really don't know what to make of all this.
Van Seeks told us that he was investigating Inspector Gregson, but he never once mentioned that he met the inspector the day before the incident.
I don't think that Lord Van Seeks could have been lying to us, do you?
It's not the only way to explain this.
Oh.
If everything Lord Van Seeks has told us is true, then there must be a mistake in this testimony somewhere.
You mean there are details we've yet to uncover?
Exactly. A clue, perhaps, that even Gina hasn't noticed. That's what we should be looking for here.
Pull the ears. There's nothing to be done. Give in.
I think you're probably right. We have a lot of items now.
We do.
Okay, well, I mean, you could hear, but you couldn't hear. I'm so sorry.
What a charming little rabbity version of Mr. Sholmes. Do you suppose this is how Iris sees him? Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Your eyes are veritably boring into the poor doll's ears.
Oh, sorry. I was just wondering, what do you suppose would happen if I were to tug its ears with all my might right now?
Sure that we'll find out when the time is right. To become a proper gentleman, you really must learn to stoic patience.
I want to know! Alright, we're not allowed to pull yet. This is a whole other thing. Okay, damn. Have we opened this?
I don't remember even getting this.
Yeah. Let's have a look inside. This must be new. Look, there's something inside.
Oh, let's see. It appears to be a passport authorizing him to travel overseas.
Was Inspector Gregson about to go on a trip abroad then?
Perhaps the date of departure might tell us something. That was... Oh!
What is it?
It was for travel on the 31st of October, just one day before the incident.
What? Really? Huh.
Well, we knew that he was meant to be going abroad.
Yeah, he was going to travel to Paris, yeah. Gregson went to France the day before his body was discovered? But he didn't actually go, did he? He was supposed to. This has been... Have you seen this huge gash across the side of the trunk here? It's gone right through the leather and into the metal behind.
Gosh, for a metal chest like this to have been so badly damaged. Whatever made the gash must have struck the side of the trunk with considerable force.
I wonder how it happened. Look at this dark stain here. Do you think...
Yes, I'm afraid so. I think it's blood.
I knew you were going to say that. So that presumably means...
That this was present at the scene when Inspector Gregson was killed.
It's the most logical conclusion, yes.
I think Gina's been carrying this around with her. If you didn't know any better, I suppose it does look like a grease stain from all the fish and chips.
It's ketchup. Lick it.
It's ketchup. Okay, so this must have been something we just got at the end of last case, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we going there and she's shut up. And this is new as well. Date departure within 1 week. Port of Dunkirk, France, police business, commission applicant, and one additional person to travel. I mean, I feel like the passport is probably one of the things to present at this point, but maybe not. All right.
Yeah, so what are the statements?
Turn up a notebook. Smuggle deal's gonna happen at the grouse. The covers were ready to it. There was witnesses that saw the Reaper at the place too. Not sure which angle we are going to this. Like the only clue we got was like there's a detail we're missing, right? There must be a mistake in this testimony somewhere. There are details we don't know. A clue.
Okay.
Do we have anything about this club?
Is there nothing else that we could look at inside the thingy?
Well, I suppose we should see what the inspector's identification looks like inside. The Scotland Yard's insignia looks genuine to me.
The department and identification number details are all correct as well. No doubt that this really is Inspector Gregson's identification.
It's the one he gave to Daily Vigil to go around and wave around.
Could that be the thing? Could it be that Van Zieks and him pretending to be
Maybe that's the thing,
Gregson?
Right? Like well, they saw the Reaper, but they didn't actually see Gregson at that place, right? So yeah, but I mean, what are we presenting that? And also, what would be witnesses of the Reaper at the place? Yeah, but I mean, we checked this one, I think, already.
Yeah, there are details of a whole raft of cases dating back years on here, aren't there?
This paper from 10 years ago is browning with age, look.
Out of interest, the most recent thing appears to be this newspaper cutting here.
Oh, it's the same Red-Headed League advertisement that Mr. Sholmes had picked out.
Do you remember? There was a red-headed hairpiece at the scene too.
Is Inspector Gregson an exponent of the Red-Headed League? No, we've already gone over this bit. That's not the case, and then there was a bloody handprint. I think we've already done this bit. And the firecracker we've done as well.
Is it that he can't have... Oh, no, I was going to say, is it that he can't have been there because he was supposedly killed on that day, but that's why they're saying he was there.
Yeah. I don't really know, I don't really know what to present where, honestly.
Yeah, so
I don't
what
know
are
what
the
we're trying to
again?
we're not trying what we're trying to disprove, really. Oh, there was
Oh,
yeah, okay, yeah.
detectives.
That's
okay.
fine. Searching of the office found a notebook that had a secret meeting in it. Okay, yeah, that's fine. This one, it feels like the one because it's one that we asked specifically to get. Smuggled goods said was going to happen at General Shop. There was a big job, but the coppers weren't onto it yet. Okay. Matters is they saw that. So for me, it's like either this, which is it was at the grouse, Or people saw the Reaper there.
I mean, can we press the grouse one, or is that already?
I think we already did, but yeah, we can again.
Yeah,
that didn't really do anything. What haven't we checked?
I mean, should we present the passport on the grouse statement to say that he was meant to be...
He couldn't be there because...
He's meant to be trying to leave?
But then again, it's not saying that...
Oh, or the... No.
Technically, this statement isn't saying that he's there. But I mean, I guess it's a shot.
I don't know now. No.
Nope. That last statement's probably bad, right? Don't you think that's true? Bad? No, actually. It is you who is the bad one. Oh, no! You're pretty bad. Pretty bad. Oh, I'm bad.
What was the autopsy updated with? Was it just saying that the murder could have happened on that day?
Yeah. Like, it is unclear. Evidence suggests measures may have been taken to disguise the time of death.
Oh. Is there anything else in the chest? We check those top kits. Nah. Ooh. Okay.
I'm kind of lost. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that's like why would the grouse be significant?
Yeah. Chat, do you have like a hint for us? Like maybe not the entire solution, but like a hint of like what to focus on and what seems weird?
Carl or Alistair, do you have suggestions? Those two are the most Ace Attorney-y.
Check the first few pieces of evidence. I mean, like what? Photographic piece of vigil, I don't see very beneficial, neither that. The letter introduction, I don't know.
Is something in the newspaper?
Miss McToba has a wonderful handwriting, doesn't he? This dark-suited young man is not in the least bit untrustworthy. Is it just me, or does that make me sound extremely untrustworthy?
I do. We should at least call you a nice young man.
I'm really not sure that would help. Oops.
Oh, it looks like this is some sort of steamship ticket.
Oh.
The SS... Oh, grouse!
What the hell?
First class cabin 001. Yokohama departure 11th September. London arrival 1st November.
Ah, that's the boat that Professor McToba and Judge Chigoku came on from Japan, isn't it?
Yes, I think it's called at Dunkirk on the north coast of France for a night before finally arriving in Dover.
I think it's almost been almost a year since we arrived in Dover on the SS Briony. Seems a shame not to keep your ticket as a memento of your trip, don't you think?
Yes, I agree. I have mine safely in my diary.
I keep mine in my wallet, so I have it with me at all times. Oh, well, how strange. Where could it have gone?
You like this on purpose, Mr. Naruhodo?
I imagine it was that comment accompanied by a little sigh. That's random. That this piss Steam ticket is the grouse.
Especially as a grouse isn't a black bird. So why would it be called that? God, it should be called the magpie or something. Or the crow.
The jackdaw.
Raven.
Yeah, that's a weird one. Like, why would we have reason to go check this thing?
What is the connection between it being called? Oh, unless they're saying, because it's actually going to happen.
Maybe it wasn't the gentleman's club. Maybe it was on a boat. You know, like fair.
Gentleman's boat.
I guess I'm just curious. Aside from just, well, let's go back and examine everything we've seen.
Yeah.
Why was it? Maybe the intention was that we should have seen this before and remembered the word the grouse. Maybe we're thinking of the wrong way around. We're thinking of it like, we see the word grouse for the first time ever, and then we go back and check and see, there. Well, it should have been ages ago. We investigated it and remembered, grouse. Maybe
apparently
we did.
You do get black grouse. There you go. Learn something every day.
I've heard about these clubs that exist here in Britain. As I understand it, they're places where well-to-do gentlemen socialize with friends and colleagues.
Don't imagine for a second that a foreign student like you would be admitted.
Listen, you're a foreign student as well, so... Seriously, is your mirror cracked or something? Do we know for sure that the contraband dealings were definitely happening at a club called the Grouse?
The police are currently looking for evidence, but haven't found anything definitive yet.
And I'm sorry to say that they probably won't.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that the place Inspector Gregson was secretly going to visit on 31st October may not have been a gentleman's club at all. You're showing a very irreverent attitude towards our country's police force there, Counsel. If it wasn't a gentleman's club, then what was it? A steamship.
You think it's a ship?
I have the evidence to prove it here. Let me see that. This dark-suited young man is not in the least bit untrustworthy. The other side, my lord. Be more specific next time. This would appear to be a ticket for passage upon a steamship, yes. The SS Grouse.
Mutter. So there's a steamship named the Grouse that happens to share a name with the club. But I'm afraid to say, there's a flaw in your logic there.
How?
Look at the ticket. Notice the date of arrival in port.
The ship arrived at the port of Dover on 1st November.
The day on which the sound like a gunshot was heard on Fresno Street.
Fresno Street. I think people from Dover are gonna be really sad at us for calling it.
What, like Ben?
Yeah. Classic, the joke. Yeah. Dover Ben. Oh, what a joke, yeah.
In other words, on the day in question here, 31st of October, when the victim was on his clandestine mission, that ship hadn't yet docked on British shores.
That would certainly make an undercover investigation somewhat challenging. The fact that the same ship hadn't yet reached Britain substantiates the defense's assertion that the victim was investigating the SS Grouse on the day in question.
Then show your evidence for that assertion.
Very well. In that case, counsel for the defense, present your evidence to the court now. Evidence that substantiates your claim that the victim was investigating the SS Grouse on 31st October. Oh my god, now what?
I don't know.
Sorry, sir, we don't know. I mean, is it this? No, because the last thing he was checking was the red-headed league.
Yeah. Oh! His pass... No.
That's just his identification papers. But we do have the passport.
What did the passport say? That he
should travel
traveling...
to France. Yeah.
Take that!
But...
What's this? A passport for travel issued to the victim. Dated 31st of October. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that just one day before the inspector's body was discovered, there's a distinct possibility he wasn't even in the country. Order! Order! Oh, he says order, not order. Order!
Order!
He says order! Order! This document is for passage to France. It does appear to have been officially authorized. The day before the SS Grouse arrived at Dover, it docked on the northern coast of France for a night.
According to my father, who was on board, at the port of Dunkirk...
France.
at the port of Dunkirk.
What could
There's going to be more to that.
At the port of Dunkirk. Yeah, yes. At the port
Gregson
of Dunkirk,
got on the ship.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What could possibly have taken the victim there?
A ship.
A ship is what got him there. I like it. I get the joke. That's a good one.
I'm writing this down.
Yes, this is keeping this one for the future. Reusing that one if I'm allowed. I've got a note here of good jokes I've heard. It's 4 pages now.
Have you heard the one about the baker? I'm impressed, Runosuke Naruhodo. I certainly didn't expect you to get your hands on that passport.
What? You mean you knew about this?
The prosecution's strategy for this trial has been laid down by the Crown Prosecution Office. On the day before the incident, the victim was investigating contraband dealings at a London club. That's the outcome of Scotland Yard's investigations and the line the prosecution has been asked to follow. But personally, I don't agree. I think the prosecution's office is trying to hide something.
What?
And now that you've expertly disproven their assertion, I intend to reveal what I believe that something to be.
What are you playing at, Prosecutor Asogi?
Courtroom is a forum for the truth, my lord. Which is why it's my duty to present all the facts, without exception.
Let me guess. This was your intention from the outset, wasn't it?
The reason Inspector Gregson secretly made his way to the steamship docked in France on the day in question was to carry out a mission for the Reaper.
The Reaper? Ding, ding, ding! Order! Order! What on earth are you saying, counsel?
The prosecution made an assertion in court yesterday. Inspector Gregson was investigating the identity of the Reaper. When he discovered the location of the man's secret hideout, he was killed. As I'm sure everyone can imagine, by the Reaper's hand. But in reality, the truth is the opposite of that.
What?
Inspector Gregson wasn't investigating the Reaper at all. He was, in fact, acting for the Reaper.
So, you're saying the mission he was undertaking was...
Obviously, an assassination. What? Of himself? Vark van Zieks never carried out any of the actual killings. Whenever the Reaper's victims lost their lives, he always had a cast iron alibi. Which tells us that he must have had an accomplice.
And you claim that was Inspector Gregson?
the hell do you think you're saying, eh? My boss would never have done nothing like that. And yet, when you consider all the facts, it all makes perfect sense.
Does it? Does it now?
No. No, it can't be. We also arrived at the same conclusion, didn't we? That Inspector Gregson was operating as the Reaper?
Even so, there's no way that the person giving him his orders is Lord Van Zeeks. The true Reaper is somebody else. Barak Van Zeeks is not the Reaper.
A predictable response from someone who's advocating for the man.
And even if it's true that Gregson was operating as an agent of the Reaper, the suggestion that he went aboard the SS Grouse on an assassination mission doesn't follow at all. Oh? You have some solid reason for doubting the assertion, do you, Counsel? Absolutely. It's very simple. On the day in question, nobody was killed aboard that steamship. Mr. Mikitoba and Judge Shigoku were on that very ship. If someone had been assassinated, I'm certain we would have heard about it.
Is this all going to come down to a case of your parents not telling you stuff because they didn't want to worry you?
I hope not.
They're going to be like, was there a murder on board? And they're going to, oh yeah, but we didn't want to worry you, so we didn't tell you.
So we say, yeah, it was all right, yeah. It's all right. We decided to, but yeah, okay, there was, but we figured it better. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. Puffed. What's so funny? Oh,
you're right, of course. Oh. You're right, of course. No suspicious deaths were reported on board the ship. But I think perhaps you've missed the point. That's precisely why Inspector Gregson himself lost his life.
What? I feel like I've said what as Runosuke like 8 times already. Today only.
Gregson did board the SS Grouse that night with the intention of dispatching his mark. But his mission ended in failure.
Failure?
It seems that the defense hasn't yet grasped a very important detail here.
What are you talking about? What detail?
Inspector Gina Lestrade. Wait, she murdered him? What's happening? Hey? What? The victim's notebook that you read an excerpt from earlier. That doesn't contain details of secret investigations at all. It describes 10 years of assassination plots to be carried out by the Reaper of the Bailey. You're lying! Even if all them bludgers what got taken out had it coming. The boss weren't the Reaper. Poor Gina. There's no question that Tobias Gregson was heavily involved in the Reaper's activities. You may just be an apprentice, but if you spent any time at Scotland Yard, you must have heard rumours. I ain't heard nothing, and I don't believe a word of it. Then testify again, as a representative of Scotland Yard.
Representative. It's a representative
of Scotland Yard. Consider it your chance to defend your boss. I don't...
I concur. The witness will give a new formal testimony. Miss Lestrade, you will tell the court everything you know about Inspector Gregson's secret notebook. Here we go again.
Luminate.
Can I go B like 5 minutes?
Okay.
And so you can keep people entertained until I'm back. B.
I put bun cam on so it's not just Gina staring.
Yeah, that works. On my screen, it will just be Gina staring, but that's okay. Okay, B.
Hello, everyone. How you doing? This isn't Hades. It is not Hades. This is Lawyer. Lawyer D's cases. Rythian has left me in charge. Everybody riot.
How are you doing? How's it going? All the swears. Oh no. Oh no. I genuinely don't feel like I have any idea what's going on now. I don't understand what Casimir is trying to get at. So he's saying that he was working, Gregson was working for Van Zeeks. But who are they trying to kill? And then he killed him? Ozzy and Boba seem to have Twitch issues as well. Stimky. So he's saying that he worked for him. He worked for Van Zeeks, and then Van Zeeks sent him onto a ship to kill someone, and then he went on the ship and killed him? Is that what he's trying to say? I don't understand. What is the logic? Someone died it. They did. But is he then saying that Gregson died on the... Well, because he didn't do his job. He killed him because he knew too much? Because he had stopped... And the idea is that when Gregson failed to kill someone, so Van Zeeks killed him. Okay, that does make more sense now. I'm slowly... slowly putting together the logic. So was he meant to... Oh, is it going to be that he's saying that he was meant to kill Sasato's dad or the judge because they're the other two that know about what went on? So he is going to say that he wanted one of them dead, but then he didn't do it, but we don't know why. And so then he killed him and put him in a fridge? ? And then made it look like he got shot with the fireworks. Well, the person who's going to assassinate killed him first. I mean, I'm guessing that's where that's going to go. He got distracted by the premium fish and chips buffet on the ship. Oh, we went to go and get a chippy tea the other night. What day was it? Sunday. I think we were talking about chippy tea. So we went to go and get one and the chip shop was closed and I was really sad. And then the chip shop that we thought about cheating on our chip shop with, because apparently they do good chips, was also closed. So we couldn't even cheat. And we still felt bad because we thought about doing it. We still looked. But that too was closed. But it won't matter soon because I've got an air fryer now. So I'll never need a chip shop again. I'm an independent chipper now. I just need a potato and a dream. Maybe 2 potatoes. Hopefully it'll come to light. I hope so. I'm really excited to try to air fry chips for the first time. You're cheating on your tea. Ooh. I looked up a nice recipe for making good air fryer chips. I've not tried it out yet, but I have the stuff to try it out now, apart from a potato. They do vary potatoes. That's clearly a loaf of tiger bread and a loaf of brown bread. Or a loaf of tiger bread and a potato. Look at he. Look at he. The recipe was... You're close. It was potato. But I think you covered it in like oil, salt. This one suggested like garlic powder as well. Whatever it's called. Like crushed garlic powder. But it did then go on to say like, oh, but you can use whatever seasoning you would like. And it said you had to stack it in like a particular fashion. Like you leave the skin on the potato and then you cut it and then you put the skin ones at the bottom and you layer them up. And then after 10 minutes you jiggle it. I don't know why this recipe has stuck with me so much. Beefy looks so flobbly at this angle. She does. Oh, look. Oh, no. OBS is flashing red. Is it about to disconnect again? Please. Oh, it's back to green. Oh. Hello. Hello.
What was green?
OBS was doing like it was flashing red. But it's
like warning you that I'm going down again.
Weep,
it's going away.
Weep, whoop.
But it's fine now.
Apparently, Oza and Bobby have been having Twitch problems as well. Okay. So I think it is a UK thing, maybe.
Maybe. Briony thinks she's figured it out all when I was gone. Oh, yeah?
So, well, no, I don't think I figured out what actually happened, but I think I figured out what Kazuma is going to say he thinks happened.
Okay.
I think he's going to say that he was sent to... Because the only two other people we know were on the ship are Daddy and Judge Boy.
Yeah.
So I reckon he's going to say he was sent to murder one of them because they're the only other people that know what happened.
Yes.
And then when he failed to do it for some reason, Van Zieks murdered him because he's like, you know too much.
Yeah, like you failed at doing what I told you to do and now they're here, so I am killing you.
Yeah.
I think this sounds about right. And I had the same thoughts, basically. Because the Reaper is killing because Kazuma thinks that the case that started this all was the professor, all this way back in 10 years ago, you know?
Yeah.
And all of those people were involved back then. So he's like cleaning up all the traces, etc. And yeah, I think that's what he's going to say as well.
Yeah. Is my audio still out of sync ever since the little Twitch blip, or is it behaving now?
Boop, 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 For boop, me, boop, boop, you are in sync, boop. But I also don't see you. So... So you're in sync
Excellent.
With what I think you should sound like. So,
you're imagining me.
Yes, I'm imagining your voice and lips moving at the same time.
Yeah, this notebook does have a load of stuff. Oh, I forgot to put the game up. Does have a load of stuff about what the Reaper got up to these past 10 years. Names of victims, dates and places and stuff. And the last entry in there was the 31st of October. It said grouse for the place on that date, and then the name and the mark.
Okay, well, tell us the name.
There was a note about him being a criminal what got away from the Reaper court 10 years ago or something.
Yeah.
But honest, the boss didn't do none of it. He was just investigating the Reaper, that's all.
Keep personal opinion out of your testimony, witness. We require only established fact here. This must be so hard for her.
You can't deny it now, surely, Runosuke Naruhodo.
What can't I deny?
The notebook contained the names of the final mark and location where the assassination would take place. That's information the victim could only have known if he was working with the Reaper.
Ah. So, who was to be this final mark?
Go ahead, Inspector Lestrade. Read the name for the court. The name that's written alongside the entry that mentions the grouse on the 31st of October.
Judge Sumi Jigoku. I can't remember his first name.
Yeah.
Seishiro.
Seishiro. Hey? Oh, how do you read this then?
Reading's still not her strong suit.
That ain't the problem, all right, Odo. It's a funny name. It ain't English. It's hard to read.
So it's someone from overseas.
Let me have a bash at it.
Yeah.
Ish Hero? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Seishiro. Jig. Okay, you. Maybe?
Jig. Okay, you. What? It could be. Seishiro Jigoku?
But that's Judge Jigoku.
Seishiro Jigoku. Certainly not an English name, you're right. But that can't be right. I know Judge Jigoku, and I saw him the day before yesterday, here in London. So I know for a fact that the man hasn't been assassinated.
As I said, the Reaper failed.
Oh.
Gregson missed his chance to kill his mark and return to British shores. But the Reaper wouldn't tolerate the mistake.
It is exactly as Briony thought, and me also, but I didn't say out loud. So I'm also smart. It's not just Briony that's smart, me too.
So he killed the inspector, personally. The Reaper, of course, being the accused. Barak Van Zieks.
It's an undeniably logical argument.
Is it?
Zima, you planned for the trial to go this way all along, didn't you?
Ooh. Where did he get?
Oh, God.
Pray, forgive the discourtesy of filling my...
Pray, forgive me being rude and mean with my wine. Well, I'd forgive you if you didn't do it 80 times per trial, maybe.
Filling my hallowed chalice while I stand accused of murder.
Lord Van Zieks.
The accused has no right to speak uninvited in court. You will return to the dock. I say nothing of whether or not I am the Reaper. That's the task of this court to decide. But there is one thing I can say unequivocally. That girl is no detective.
Eh? What? No, that's right. I ain't. I'm an inspector.
Repeating rumours heard around the yard, reading entries from a notebook of unconfirmed origin. That's not testimony. It's practically a script. No doubt the rest of this trial will go exactly as you've clearly planned. Your hatred of me is understandable. In your mind, I'm sure I am the Reaper, who sent your father to the gallows all those years ago. But you're in danger of becoming a far more sinister Reaper yourself. By attempting to have me condemned with this feeble excuse for testimony. What did you say?
Mr. Naruhodo, this is our chance.
My lord, the defense requests the defendant be allowed to speak. He may be privy to important information relating to the testimony just given by the witness. Very well. I'll make an exception and grant the request. The defendant may remain in the witness stand for the cross-examination.
Then allow me to toast the court's impartiality.
Don't raise your glass in my direction, sir. Counsel for the defense, begin the cross-examination immediately. At once, my lord. The Reaper's Notebook.
Yeah, this notebook does have a lot of stuff about what the Reaper got up to these past 10 years. Names of victims, dates and places and stuff. And the last entry in there was 31st of October. It said grouse for the place on that date, and then the name of the mark. There was a note about him being a criminal what got away from the Reaper in court 10 years ago or something. But honest, the boss didn't have none of it. He was just investigating the Reaper, that's all.
Are we not having Van Zieks saying anything? I guess he'll be joining in when we press, I suppose.
Hold it!
In other words, it shows that Gregson was basically acting as the Reaper.
Not you and all. That ain't the only explanation, is it? He could have been investigating the Reaper in secret, and that notebook said what he found out. If I may. When originally people began referring to me as the Reaper, I didn't object. I believed the power to intimidate London's criminals classes into compliance with the law to be beneficial.
But you carried out your own investigations to the true identity of the Reaper, didn't you?
Yes, and those investigations proved conclusively that Gregson was one arm of the Reaper.
One arm? What are you on about?
The Reaper's victims were all extremely shrewd criminals at the top of their game. There's simply no way one person could have taken them on alone. The Reaper is an organization. with you at its head? I had spies at the yard, keeping me abreast of Gregson's movements, letting me know when he was elsewhere. So I'd been able to check the most recent entry in his book. I knew the location.
You knew it said grass?
Believing it to be a reference to the Gentleman's Club, I went there on the day in question to investigate, alone. Ah, so that explains why several members of the club claim to have seen you there. But of course, the inspector was not there. Because of the time he was making his way to the steamship docked on the northern coast of France, as shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk. Very well then, back to your testimony about the contents of this notebook. 1.
You have a lot of voices here, I just realized.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, like it goes from Kazuma to Van Zieks to Gina to Susato. And I'm like, I have the judge and Renosuke, but still.
You get to say what?
Yeah, like, what? I say what a lot, yeah. Do you want me to take over someone? I don't know, Van Zieks or something?
Who would you like? Yeah, why don't you do Van Zieks? I can just sit back and admire. I mean, relax.
yeah, that's what you meant. Yeah, slip with the tongue. Yeah, you meant to say, yeah. Verbal typo. Oh, come on. No.
Is something wrong, Mr. Narrowed?
Yes, many things.
You seemed a little shocked by something a moment ago.
Yeah. I thought differently of my friend. That's all. Oh, no, it's all right. I'm overthinking this, aren't I?
Names of victims.
Names of victims, dates, places, and stuff? What in particular?
Well, beside the victims' names, this other name kept cropping up.
What other name was that?
It's the one I told you yesterday. The same name written over and over again.
You mean Assassin?
Yeah, that's the one. She's a friend of yours or something, isn't she?
Were you even listening yesterday? Assassin, the assassin.
What? Like a killer, you mean?
Gregson was the tactician, the one who came up with the plan of attack. He investigated the marks thoroughly, finding out when they would be vulnerable and who to use to get at them. But the person actually executing his plans was someone else, you're saying? If that's true, then the Reaper does indeed start to sound like an organized group of vigilantes. Then perhaps what it said on the passport document. Mission for the applicant and one additional person to travel? That additional person had been...
Clearly the assassin who was meant to take Sashiro's Jikoku's life.
Gina, can you confirm that against the final entry that listed Grouse and Sashiro Jigoku? What name was written?
Oh, well, that's the only entry that didn't have a name next to it, as it happens.
What?
It just had like a question mark or something there, I think.
In other words, Gregson himself didn't know the identity of the assassin in that case. But Gregson was the one making the plans, was he not?
Oh, how infuriating.
Nameless assassin.
It said Grouse for the place on that date, and then the name of the mark.
And you're saying that the mark listed was Sashiro Jigoku?
That's what it said. Funny name, if you ask me. And I thought your name was odd.
So pleased to have lost my crown there.
Mr. Jigoku is the residing judge of Japan's Supreme Court of Judicature.
Didn't Drithian want to give Van Zieks Dracula's accent? You're right! I forgot that's what I wanted to do with him. I remember the man. He came to our country as a visiting student 16 years ago. studying international law and diplomacy under your tutelage, Lord Strongheart. But that bearded young fellow was a very able man, I must say. So Lord Strongheart was Judge Jigoku's mentor. If I'm not mistaken, he returned to Japan 10 years ago now.
10 years ago? After that fateful case?
Precisely. In the aftermath of the Professor case, this repatriation was organized immediately. It's a mystery why such a man would be listed in the inspector's notebook.
I didn't think it was possible, but the mood in has got even worse now. Maybe I'll just keep talking.
Or maybe for the best.
There was a note about him being a criminal what got away from the Reaper in court 10 years ago or something.
Hold it!
What do you mean a criminal? Judge Jigoku's no criminal.
Well, don't ask me. I don't know nothing about it. Oh, do you remember what Father told us? That Judge Jigoku did once appear in court here in Britain. It was related to the Professor case, I'm sure.
Yes, of course. You're right. Toshiro was trying to mitigate Genshin's guilt, so he took the stand to testify. But he got a little carried away and actually managed to break the witness stand. He also said some contemptuous words about the British Empire, for which he was charged.
Haven't we all?
It was a pitiful situation, yes. I'd forgotten all about it. But I prosecuted that trial too, as it happens. You did? It was considered to be an adjunct to the professor's proceedings, you see. But he was acquitted after being told to make reparation for the damage caused to the stand.
And there you have it.
Have what?
Surely the accused hasn't forgotten his own rule. That there's no saving anyone who faces the Reaper in court, guilty or innocent alike.
What? No! Are you suggesting that the recent Judge Jigoku was targeted for assassination?
The man was sent back to Japan immediately after that trial. The Reaper had no time to do his work. But then, 10 years later, the mark returns to Britain once more. Perhaps now you start to see just how vindictive the Reaper is.
Come on, that's absurd. To take someone's life for that?
Isn't the whole premise of the Reaper absurd, killing those who have been found innocent? Clearly the rules by which the man operates are beyond a sane person's comprehension.
But...
Right, I've just about had enough of this.
Gina?
All this nonsense about the boss planning to kill people. It's cobblers. Come on, Odo.
Yes?
Why aren't you saying nothing? What? Why aren't you yelling out objection or something?
What?
Gotta find a flaw. You do usually. Someone's lying here, no question. You gotta work out who it is. Please. For the boss.
That outburst was an insult to the court and to your own testimony. I might have known that a common pickpocket from the back slums couldn't make a detective. He's a mean man. When this trial is over, you will forfeit your warrant card, Miss Lestrade? Is that clear?
I had it with the lot of you. It's lies every bleeding place you look in this world, innit? Well, I've had enough. Gina.
So have I. After that little speech of Gina's, I've made up my mind.
To do what, Mr. Naruhodo?
There was one point in this cross-examination when something that was said just didn't sit right with me. One statement that seemed odd.
Oh, do you mean?
I'm not going to let Gina's plea for help fall on deaf ears.
Come on, Odo, help. You've got to find a flaw somewhere.
Want to thank you, Gina. You helped me find my resolve.
Hey? What do you mean?
Amongst everything we've heard during this cross-examination, there's one thing that defies explanation. One inconsistency. What? An inconsistency? Exclamation mark, but said in a Dracula accent.
Really, Odo?
I don't quite know what it means yet, but... Yes, there's an inconsistency in something that was said by... So... I mean, I don't know what he's on about necessarily. But if it was something... Okay, let's look through history. Maybe something Strongheart said? Forfeit the warrant card?
That little outburst was...
Because I feel like it has to be during the outburst. It doesn't necessarily have to be, but I think it might have been. Outburst when insult to the courtroom that you might have known. Common pickpocket from the back, sounds good. Make detective. When it's over, you will forfeit your warrant card. This way, made up my mind. There was one point in this crux examination where something just didn't sit right. Well, it could have been earlier. Accuses of gun is on the... Thank you very much, Psycho Hedgehog, for the raid. Well, I mean, it could be multiple people. Like, I feel like it has to be Kazuma or Strongheart, though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess I'm gonna go with Strongheart first. That doesn't seem promising. There was definitely something strange about it that didn't add up. The inconsistency is in a statement made by this person.
Oh.
No, probably not.
People can only be inconsistent in what they say if they actually testify. Oh. But in case you hadn't noticed, the person you're accusing isn't even in the stand.
No,
okay, well that rounds it down to two of them.
They're in the courtroom. They're right here. Oh dear. Oh dear. The oof.
So it's either
the
Gina...
defense appears is either Gina or Van Zeeks at that point, yeah. I mean, unless it's because, I mean, I thought, like, I don't know. I feel like they can be inconsistent if they're the judge or the prosecutor. That makes sense, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. The defense appears unable to respond to that replication. Any further, obviously, deliberate obstructions to these proceedings will not be tolerated, counsel. No, wait. It's not strictly true, is it? A person doesn't necessarily have to be in the stand to say something that doesn't add up in court.
Ooh. Mr. Naruhodo, I'm quite sure that you're just a step away from the right answer.
Yeah, exactly. So it's Kazuma. You need to listen carefully to what people are saying again. So that's what we have to work with.
May help us that Lord Van Zeeks is in the stand too.
Yes, perhaps. I'm sure Gina knows nothing she hasn't already told us. There's no point in trying to get more out of her.
Did you notice how Kazuma-sama reacted to Lord Van Zeeks' words?
When he called him an even more sinister Reaper, you mean? Well, I'm sure Kazuma stands to eliminate any shred of doubt that the man is guilty. He's looking for revenge against the person he considers to be his father's killer, after all.
I do worry that if we fail to find a discrepancy in this testimony somewhere, the trial may end, and adjudication won't go in our favour. Let's listen carefully again to what everyone is saying.
I think it has to be a Kazuma then, honestly. So we press and then follow that up with a presentation of a person. Kazuma.
Take that!
By you, Kazuma Asogi.
Me?
Is this some attempt at filibustering, Counsel? Prosecutor Asogi has given no testimony.
What are you suggesting I said was inconsistent?
You let something slip that you shouldn't have. When I present the relevant piece of evidence, I imagine you'll realize what you've done.
Oh.
Very well then, Counsel. Go ahead. What evidence revealed this alleged inconsistency in something Professor Asogi has said?
Thank goodness we know what we want to present.
Yes, I mean, so good that
we know exactly
knows,
what we're
it's
thinking.
Yes, well, like you, wouldn't it be weird if we knew, but then also didn't know? Anyway, like it'll have to be. It could be this maybe. He said, can we go far enough back? No, not quite.
Would it be in when we got them to repeat it?
No, it was earlier when he was saying, surely you remember the Reaper's own rule and so on. Like, anyone who's, like, surely it's absurd that even those found innocent will get killed, you know, etc. That sort of thing.
Yeah. Hello.
Thank you, Captain Harness.
Yeah.
Yeah, because... no, I don't know. I was thinking, but Daily Vigil is fine.
Yeah.
What did he say? We can't go back and check exactly, but he said, like... I was like... aha, but you see, he broke the stand, and therefore he did something wrong. You're like, that's absurd. You wouldn't kill someone just for breaking the stand. It's like... The entire method of the Reaper is absurd because he gets someone even if they've been found innocent.
Yeah. So what do we have? We have... It's not the armband.
No. As much as I wish it was.
It's not...
The red-headed article leak. No.
No.
This is just a photograph. This is just a photograph. We just showed this one. And that's fine. I mean, I'm thinking... I'm not 100% against this one. But then again, he wasn't in the trial.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's not the wig. It's not the candelabra. I don't think it's a gun either, nor it's a figurine. That's just like friends. I don't think that's a photograph. This autopsy report? I don't think this is autopsy report either. Nor the crime scene, nor the notes board. The details on this one was just about the red-headed leak. Nor is it the firecracker, nor even this. This is what he wound. It's the identification thing. We've opened this up in the past. It shows, oh yeah, this is his identification. This is the photograph we took. I look so serious.
Hey.
Will and Testament. See, I'm thinking it's something to do with this because it is with Kazuma, remember?
Yeah.
My suspicion is this, though I can't find a direct connection. Is the main thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go back. Okay, I'm going to present this. If it isn't this, I'm going to go back and do some pressing.
Well,
again.
Alistair says, as a hint, what did Kazuma know even though something was new? I don't know. There's something he knew about.
About what was in the book? That was just revealed that it was Seishiro Jigoku? That was the target?
Yeah. Would that be because... Wait, what does it say in the Asogi papers? Is Jigoku mentioned in there?
No, in the Asogi papers it says, I leave all my stuff to Kazuma as Jikogi, and I'm sad that I won't return again. This is just, oh, they were on the SS Grouse, the steamship, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, what did Kazuma know? That Jigoku was coming back? Because that wasn't known, that they were coming. That Mikotoba and Jigoku was coming to visit.
Yeah. I don't bloomin' know.
I feel like it's just out of reach.
Yeah. On the clipboard again? Oh, that's the autopsy.
Yeah. That's clear.
That don't help.
No.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oops, wrong button. I wish I could see what he said again. I wish I could see. I'm going to present the Asogi papers, though I don't think it's these ones, really. But I think it's a shot.
Yeah.
And if that's nothing, I'm going to go back and recheck so I can see exactly what he said.
Okay.
So, my initial impressions were correct. This is nonsense. Ah!
Oh. You accuse your best friend and back it up with that?
Best friend.
Clearly. The Runosuke Naruhodo I knew is dead.
Ugh, struck down by my best friend. I don't know if we're best friends anymore. You seem awfully mean.
I believe what you intended to point out was Mr. Naruhodo was when Kazuma said... Okay. Because at the time he was making his way to the steamship docked on the northeast coast of France.
Northern coast.
Oh yeah, northern coast of France.
So it's like... Well, how did he know where he was? We only found out where he was now that we got the notebook.
Yeah.
Oh!
And by the passport.
Well, no, we presented the passport. We presented the passports.
Found in the victim's metal trunk.
Yes, that's exactly it. Take it from your expression that you're not going to let this go. Correct, my lord. I made a mistake, that's all.
What are you suggesting I said that was inconsistent?
You let something slip that you shouldn't have. When I present the relevant piece of evidence, I imagine you'll realize what you've done. Very well then, counsel, go ahead. What evidence reveals this alleged inconsistency in something Professor Osoga said? So it's either the passport or the trunk itself, right?
Yeah.
Because the idea is that, like, how did he know? Because looking at the passport... the passport, it doesn't specifically say that he was on this way to the north. It says like, date of departure within 1 week. And one additional person. Or...
Destination port of Dunkirk.
So it's like, what you meant to say is that, because when Kazuma said, at the time he was making his way to the steamship docked on the northern coast of France, as shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk. But in the passport in the metal trunk,
I keep waiting for it to click and it just doesn't click. Like,
I swear it's like it's like a name of an actor that just I see in front of me so clearly and I can't remember the name. It's like just a bomb. There's some connection that I want to go aha, but no, it's not getting there. It's like, okay, so he knew something. Like when he said, about the steamship and shown by the passport in the metal trunk. But we've already presented this passport before, right? So first I was like, aha, how would he even know about the passport? But we literally presented it in court. And
does that mean it has to be the trunk then?
Well, I think so, right? Or it's just or because we haven't presented the trunk in court, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. We just showed a passport. And I don't, did we not specifically say we found it in his trunk? Maybe we
I guess we must have
just presented the passport. Maybe the fact that it was in his metal trunk wasn't something we revealed.
How did he know it was in there? Yeah.
Okay, let's try that. This is a trunk that belonged to Inspector Gregson. Metal construction, is it? It's certainly very heavy. What's this? A blood stain. And a relatively fresh one, too.
What? You mean that ain't Grace from all the boss's fish and chips?
Fresh blood on the I do like the smell of fresh blood. No, okay. I'm gonna drop the Dracula on him. Fresh blood on the inspector's trunk. That suggests that the victim was traveling with that luggage when he was killed. That can't be. There was no mention of any trunk in Scotland Yard's report. Yes, there's a reason for that. Immediately after the inspector's body was discovered, one of the street peddlers made off with the trunk, hoping to sell it.
But I found it. Me, with my nose for trouble.
Yeah, so yeah, we didn't present the trunk yet. The thing is, in my mind, I just sort of assumed that when we had presented the passport, we'd said, like, we found this in his trunk, you know, and then showed, you know. That was sort of my assumption in my brain, that that's something we had done. Which, I guess we never did, right? Like, when we presented the passport, we're just like, you can see here in the passport. We didn't specifically say where it's from. It just, in my mind, it would have made sense that people would have said, like, where did you find that passport? And we would have then shown the trunk. But, yeah, that actually didn't happen, I guess. So that's why it took so long for it to click. Which means that nobody should have known anything about the trunk. Unless, of course, we're talking about somebody who was present when the victim was killed. And yet, during the cross-examination of the witness just now, you said this, Katsuma.
Because of the time he was making his way to the steamship docked in the northern coast of France. As shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk.
Victim's metal trunk. So the question is, how did you know about the inspector's trunk? I feel like he's just gonna say, like, I saw it earlier. Like, oh, okay. Like, well, how did you know? Well, that's where you keep your passports. Like,
yeah.
It's a flimsy thing. I mean, I'm sure it is gonna lead to something. And if you push hard enough, maybe you can get something. But it seems like a lot to hang the case on, you know?
We know the man went on a trip to France.
See?
Where else would he have put his passport?
Objection.
But you knew it was a metal trunk. Answer me honestly, Kazuma. On the 31st of October, where exactly were you?
He was the +1.
Yeah.
At the port of Dunkirk, on board the SS Grouse. Is that the answer you're looking for, Runosuke?
Kazuma, what did you...
Jeez.
Considered the possibility before, but if Kazuma was there on the ship, then it can only have been for one purpose. He is the assassin.
Oh no, Mr. Naruhodo. Surely you don't think... Come on, Runosuke. You know the rules.
And so do I.
The only thing that really talks in the courtroom is hard evidence. As I understand it, Inspector Gregson always took that case with him when he travelled. So as it stands, you've proved nothing.
Except that there is a cut in the metal case, which is exactly like one your katana would do.
Either
Kazuma.
of them.
Yeah, you didn't let me keep mine. Are you challenging me to prove it beyond all reasonable doubt? That you were there that day, in the same place as the inspector? He was there? With Gregson? There's a clue that you've overlooked. A secret that the trunk can tell us. Can't be sure at this point. I'll need to verify it. I have a nasty feeling that I'm going to be right. The accusation being made is deeply disturbing, but nevertheless, we must test it. The defense will identify for the court where in the trunk this alleged clue is to be found.
Slash.
Where is the evidence that ties Mr. Osogi to Inspector Gregson?
Got it!
Got it!
This is your proof? What do you say to that, Professor Osogi?
Personally, I think tying the defense counsel to the inspector's trunk and tossing it into the sea would be more helpful.
What?
At least that way, London's courtrooms will be safe from his destructive accusations. I believe that was a rather long-winded way of telling you
What's
that you're
the
wrong,
slash,
Mr.
though?
Naruhodo.
Does he mean the slash on the inside? Very well. Now let us see if you sink or swim under the weight of this penalty, counsel.
Please. Mr. Naruhodo, you can't allow yourself to be drowned at sea yet.
I was hoping to never let that happen, funnily enough. Okay.
So if we
I mean, okay, let's open it up first then.
and look on the inside.
The inside slash? Aha! There's a piece of metal. The metal is inside the entire thing? No, it must be a cut. And then we ask him to see his katana. And then there'll be a piece missing from the katana.
Yes.
You see that? There's something stuck in the side of the trunk there. Did we miss that the first time we checked this? Because we must have.
Yes.
It's glinting.
It looks like a fragment of metal of some sort. But it's wedged in so tightly, I can't remove it.
Well, don't cut yourself. You better leave it, I think. Alright, let's go.
Got it!
There's a small piece of metal lodged in the wall of the trunk here, like the tip of a blade.
Hey? A blade?
Kazuma, slung around your waist as ever today, is the esteemed blade Karama.
Of course it is.
Won't you draw it here in this courtroom for all to see? Exercise caution, my learned friend. That man is the son of London's most notorious killer. Bailiff, watch Professor Osogi like a hawk. Did I say professor?
That
Prosecutor.
that won't be necessary. But he did it with his other one.
Yeah.
Oh no!
The tip is broken.
Oh, I mean, oh yay!
You see, it doesn't go into a sharp point. It's like cracked. It doesn't look super, but it is not in a sharp point. But yeah. If the fragment of metal in the trunk fits together with the end of the sword, the question of who was there with Inspector Gregson will be answered. Agreed, Kazuma Osogi?
Expertly done, Runosuke. That's a point to you and well deserved.
More like the point of a sword. Do you mean to tell the court, Prosecutor Asoki?
Yes. On 31st October, I accompanied Inspector Gregson to Dunkirk in order to carry out a mission.
So the additional person authorized to travel
Was me.
And the mission was?
The assassination of the Mark.
What?
What is happening?
Why are you now working with the Reaper? You mean you're the killer whose name was omitted from this notebook? You were following the Reaper's orders to dispatch Judge Jigoku?
Yep. Why not? Let me make one thing perfectly clear. I have killed no one.
Explain.
I accepted the assassination mission, yes, and I accompanied Gregson to Dunkirk. But I never had any intention of carrying out the plan.
You were never going to do it?
And believe Kazuma-sama, I'm sure.
I'm not so sure.
After all, Judge Jigoku arrived safely in London the following day.
Yeah, but that could have been because he failed, not because he didn't do it on
He's just a
purpose.
bad assassin.
Yeah, he's just garbage at his job.
On the 31st, I boarded a train from London with Inspector Gregson. We travelled to Dover, from where we crossed the channel to Dunkirk. Then we boarded the SS Grouse and made for the cabin deck, as indicated in the plan. You went to Judge Jigoku's... Honestly, having alliteration with two J's is so...
Judge Jigoku. Yeah.
Judge Jigoku. Exactly. He wasn't there, though. We decided to wait, but...
But yeah. Thank you, Browns. Let's have a good time with you, Briony. We will. And we are.
Yay!
Thank you very much. But you've already told us you had no intention of going through with it anyway.
I didn't come to Great Britain to take anyone's life. So I left Gregson and disembarked the ship. I spent that night at a boarding house in the town and returned to England the following morning.
Boarding house in Dunkirk?
My signature will be in the register book.
Why is it Dunkirk and not Dunkirk?
I don't know.
Explain yourself and your country.
It would be simple enough to verify. Dunkirk?
Dunkirk.
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 Because it's Duncan. It's not Duncan. You know?
Duncan, not Dunk.
It's
Can't.
Duncan. It's Duncan. So why isn't it Dunkirk?
Dunkirk.
Why the change?
What would it be in French?
French? Dunkirk?
Hmm.
I guess it is. It's an English name. It's Dutch? Why is it Dutch? Surely it's French. I'm Googling. I'm Googling.
Done.
Small
What's
town
the
on
name?
coast. Obviously, we know it's France because they've mentioned it being on France, but Wikipedia.
Done Manifesting. Oh, that's the name I was trying to remember. Where the gods are in Discworld.
Dunkirk evacuation. France, Dunkirk. Yeah. Dunkirk. I guess it's why because it's French. It's Dunkirk. Dunkirk
Oui?
rather than Dunkirk. It's a commune in the department of Nord in northern France, lies 10 kilometers from the Belgian border. It's from the West Flemish Dune and Kerk, so like a dune church. Church in the dunes. Dunkirk? Well, that's basically the answer, because it's French. It's not English. Then what became of Jigoku?
Gregson was no assassin, so the mark was spared.
So are you telling me that the Reaper's big super plan to kill Jigoku was to send 2 non-assassins who had no intention of killing anyone after their target? What a plan! We want to kill this guy. I'm gonna send 2 people who don't kill people to kill this guy.
Yeah.
What is your plan here, like Kazuma? Like your scenario you're placing in front of us is so dumb. And also,
It's
if
the
you
thing
try
people
to fight the
last
Reaper,
expect.
yeah. If you try to say that, like, oh, I'm gonna get the Reaper, why were you then working for the Reaper all of a sudden? Like,
Yeah.
come on, bro.
Is he going to say that
I
Van
was
Zeke
undercover
sent
all
him to
along.
do it when he had his amnesia? He was... Oh, no, wait, because he'd already come to by the time
yeah.
Gregson... I have no
Because
idea.
Gregson was around for a while, yeah.
Yeah. Gregson returned to England as well, having failed to complete the mission. He met with the Reaper in that room on Fresno Street to report the failure, causing the infuriated mastermind to pull the trigger. Rap. And end his wretched agent's life.
Bull crap.
That's the real truth behind Inspector Gregson's murder.
Objection!
It's really bad. But if you did nothing as you claim, how did the tip of your sword come to be lodged in the inspector's trunk? Oh, just an accident, Lamau.
I don't need to answer that.
Oh,
I'm the prosecutor. You don't
on.
prosecute me. The victim was killed by a gunshot. A small fragment of a Japanese blade isn't relevant to the case. I was just a paid assassin, but that's not relevant. So let's just move on.
The fact that the Reaper, the villain here, gave me an order to go kill a target, it's not relevant. We don't need to talk about that. Instead, I'm making up this other story that he sent Gregson for some reason and got mad at him and then shot him. That's the real truth. And now
That's
it's on
logic.
you to specifically disprove my theory, or this guy dies. What?
And accordingly, I choose to exercise my right to silence on that matter.
Be that as it may, the court will sequester the sword as evidence.
As you wish, my lord. He said the thing.
The illustrious blade passed down through the generations of the Ahsoka clan. The prize sword's tip a small piece missing. He ruined his generational sword! I mean, I'm sure it can be fixed. I'm sure it has been broken and fixed at some point during the generations.
Just glue it back on.
It's going to be the Sword of Theseus eventually. Sorry, I didn't mean to mention that name. I'm sure you've had bad experiences with it recently.
It's fine.
It's fine, I'll get over it. It's fine.
He's like my Van Zeeks when he's just like, weak and puny. I'm like, well, I beat you every time, don't I?
Exactly. Now you see why I feel the way I do about Van Zeeks. He's constantly like, well, you're pretty bad at this. Like, I've beaten you so many times. We must take immediate action now to verify whether Teshiro Jigoku remains unharmed. What? Remains unharmed?
I agree. That should be our first priority. It's recently come to my attention that I was sent to assassinate him, so we should check on him and see if he's okay. I might have done it, but I will remain silent. That he hasn't been seen since yesterday.
Yes, he might be dead since I was sent to kill him. So
I'll
we better
never
check,
tell.
I guess. I mean, I could say what I did, but I won't. I've decided it's not relevant, so... Oh my god. How did you...
When a foreign dignitary invited to Great Britain goes missing for 24 hours, it's only natural that the question of his safety should arise.
You don't mean to say that you think Judge Jigoku may have been killed?
You better not.
Well, I will exercise my right of silence to that one. Not
I'm not on trial here.
When Judge Jigoku isn't the case, that would be a different case. So therefore, I can be quiet about this one, Lamau.
The Reaper has more than one assassin at his disposal. And he has the power and influence to give orders from the inside of a prison cell. Isn't that right, Lord Van Zeeks?
If I were truly the Reaper, I'd be able to tell you. Order! Order in the court! Order! We will take an emergency recess for 30 minutes. Now? Guests of the symposium have been told to maintain regular contact with the organizer's office. If the man can't be located within half an hour, we will have to assume the worst.
Oh no, not Judge Jigoku.
It's good to put in a pause there, yeah.
Yeah, it's because it's the double of like J. It's like the three sounds so close together.
G Goku, yeah.
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 No one would want to kill a harmless Japanese man who'd only just arrived in the country.
Except me, of course, who was specifically given an order to kill him. That I went on, by the way, with another killer who I left alone. I left him alone there, giving him perfect time and opportunity to actually do the case. That's what I'm saying anyway. I'm saying that I literally admitted that me and another person specifically went to kill a person, and then I just decided, nah, but still left the other guy there. I just went to chill in a random place, and he probably failed, is what we're saying.
Except, that is... for the Reaper wanting to finish off a mark that slipped through the net 10 years ago and a couple of weeks ago.
I would have to agree. Mr. Naruhodo, for the defense's sake. My lord? I sincerely hope we are successful. If we're unable to confirm Mr. Jigoku's healthy existence in the next 30 minutes, you will face grave difficulties.
Dave Difficulties?
Dave Difficulties. Why would
the name of the other judge we get in?
Yeah. We're bringing in Dave? Mr. Dave Difficulties? We're bringing in Dave Difficulties, the other judge. Oh, no.
No!
Judge Dave! Also, why? Why are we facing Judge Dave?
Why are we in trouble? Not the guy who just admitted to being paid to assassinate him.
The other guy was sent to kill him. Claims he didn't.
We're gonna be in trouble.
And if he's now dead, we're in trouble. I'm sorry, what?
What have we done?
Why are we... Literally, the other guy on the side just said, well, I went to kill him, and then left the other guy who I am saying is an assassin. I left him in the room where he was supposed to be. But if he's dead, it's on you. It's like, what? Everything about this makes no sense. Court is adjourned for 30 minutes.
We're gonna get Dave.
Judge Dave's difficulties. It's coming against us.
Kazuma-sama, the Reaper's assassin. I feel as though I'm in a nightmare.
I can hardly believe it either. But on the other hand, Kazuma isn't in the habit of making up stories. Yes, he is! Or at least hiding every detail he has.
He told me he was murdered by a cat the other week.
Yeah! He told me he was dead! He was just dead this entire time. And he just came back to steal his sword, change his clothes, change his job, and just go against me in court.
I have such a terrible sense of foreboding.
It's so much gone against us.
Best friend.
Yeah, and he still says he's our best friend. Then the second we said, like, you might have done something bad, he's like, ha, you call me your best friend? It's like, bro, have you seen what you've done? Like, come on. Oh, good God.
Oh,
Sorry.
I have such a terrible sense of foreboding. If something awful has happened to Judge Jigoku, and I feel as though things will only spiral further and further out of control.
I felt it from the moment I stepped into the courthouse this morning. Strange sensation that we were careering. Isn't it careening? Is it careering as well? Is that two different words?
I've heard careering before.
Yeah, I've heard careening. Careening. Yeah, to cause the heel over. High waves careened the boat. The heel over to sway from side to side. A careening carriage being pulled wildly. You know, you're careening towards the foreground. You're being pulled towards the thing. So it is careering. Career. No, careering specifically. Yeah, to go at top speed in a headlong manner.
Yeah.
But they're pretty similar. One is like, more specifically, we are going one way, while careening is being pulled one way, I guess.
Is that like the difference between flotsam and jetsam sort of thing?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, chat, by the way, I did add a bunch of better TTV emotes yesterday, so we have more of those available now.
Have you got snooting?
Snooting? What is snooting?
It's the didn't I do it for you?
I see. I'll add it just for you.
Yay! I don't think I even have it in my own chat.
Oh, yeah, you just like it, but you don't have it.
Oh no, I do.
Yeah.
Snooting.
That we were careering towards a foregone conclusion. Well, in the worst case, we might only have 30 minutes left. Unfortunately, though, I don't think there's anything we can do but wait now. We're out of options.
Actually, I keep thinking of, he told me he was dead and it just keeps making me giggle again. Actually,
Yeah.
there may be one last hand we can play. Or rather, one last ear.
I'm sorry?
I don't...
Of course. The air. Oh, you mean the actual air. Little Mr. Shomstall that Iris gives us.
For some reason, you completely ran out of options in the trial today. Then just pull this little Hurley's ear as hard as you possibly can.
Hairlock Shomes. Hairlock. Okay. Perhaps now is the time. What should I do? Pull Hairley's... It's Hairley's ear, so not... Yeah, absolutely. Let's pull. Here goes then. I'm going to do it.
Good luck, Mr. Naruhodo.
No looking back. Heave! Ow!
That scream sounded like Mr. Shomes.
Mr. Shomes, where are you? Here, my dear fellow, here. It's the felt doll talking. It's like a walkie-talkie or something.
Pull the ears again, Mr. Naruhodo, as hard as you can.
All right, then. I'll put all my strength into it. Ow! Please, my dear fellows, you needn't pull my ear off.
Mr. Shomes, where are you?
Myself and my trusty partner are presently in the first-class cabin area of the SS Grouse. The SS Grouse? We left Dover last night, and after the final piece of cargo were loaded. We are currently docked at Dunkirk, but due to be on the way again in half an hour. You've taken a ship to France? Please, even with my athletic prowess, I would struggle to jump the Straits of Dover. After we left Baker Street last night, we hurried by cab to the station and by train to the port. In order to board this vessel in time. So, you mean you'd already worked it out? The steamship was where everything really took place? Mr. Naruhodo, pray what is my name? Sherlock Holmes, world-famous great detective. Recited to perfection. Well done.
You're a genius, Mr. Sholmes. That's the only word for it.
Ow, 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 ow! Miss Susato, gently with this genius's here, please.
Oh my, I'm ever so sorry.
If I may,
If I may, Sholmes.
Ah, there you are, Megatoba.
Oh.
You may remember that it was in fact I who made the connection to the SS Grouse. Scotland Yard yesterday when we examined the notebook and I recalled my steamship to it. But of course it was, my dear fellow. And not once did I controvert that fact. I merely had our core-bound companions utter my name. Okay. Okay. He just let us think. I see. Yes, you did, didn't you? We've just entered a recess. The trial resumes in 30 minutes from now.
And if we're unable to present any new leads, then I'm afraid to say...
Do not fret, please. It's for precisely that purpose that my partner and I have made this journey. I have no doubt we shall have welcome news for you within the half hour. Thank you, Mr. Sholmes. That would be wonderful. Until later, then. Yes, you'll be hearing from us if you're not in touch first. Ow, 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 ow! I shan't be hearing anything if you keep tugging my ear in this mindless fashion. Whatever was the idea behind making a receiver operated in that way in the first place, Sholmes? Why the deuce should I know? It's Iris' invention, not mine. We gonna play Megatoba and Sholmes? In that case, you're gonna have to be Sholmes, I guess.
Yeah, I'll be Sholmes.
Yeah. Once I know how much you enjoy being the hero of the hour, Sholmes. We have about half that now before the grouse puts to sea again. If we don't conclude our investigations rapidly, we shall find ourselves in Naples before long.
There are times, Megatoba, when you make a surprising amount of sense. So, let us begin.
Oh, it's not the same guy, but it's a similar guy. First class cabin number 2. Yes, this is the one. But I don't believe an investigation of the cabin is going to be plain sailing. That crewman standing in front of the door is an angry-looking fellow. Why you are loitering here? Who are you?
My dear fellow, do you not recognize a world-famous great detective when you see one? The question really ought to be, who are you?
Do you not recognize world-traveling great sailor Chicken Stroganoff? Oh, of course, because the other guy was called Beef Stroganoff. This guy is Chicken Stroganoff. World-traveling great sailor Chicken Stroganoff when you see. Great detective? Ha! I don't think so.
Why's he got Sholmes on his arm?
Yeah, that's a question.
Did you see that, Megatoba? It would appear that this man is a devoted follower of mine.
Goodness me, is that a tattoo? That says Sholmes?
I must say, such an adoration is flattering. Naturally, it does leave me a little cold.
What are you talking about? Leave, now!
How distressing. My loyal devotee knows me by name and not by appearance. And yet, I already know a great deal about you, sir. You have a brother, I believe. Like yourself, he's a shipman. Currently traveling the world aboard a Russian steamship, in fact.
How could you know this?
Elementary, my dear Megatoba.
I'm sure it was. The M has been added later on his tattoo, though.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like it says Shoals, but then they've dragged in an awkwardly placed M. 3 days ago, I was bound for London aboard this ship, you see. We are looking for one of my fellow passengers, a man by the name of Jigoku. There is no one with this name on board. But we know that he purchased a ticket for passage. Ah, you mean Eastern man. He left ship 2 hours ago. Here at Dunkirk. Said something about emergency, I think. What? Are you sure? So, Seshiro's realized we're after him, has he?
His cabin is the one behind you. We should like to investigate, please.
No, I have orders not to let even mouse inside.
Mikotoba, be a good man and draw this sailor's attention away, would you? Make up some excuse so that he leaves the area.
Doesn't great detective see that even sailors have ears, both left and right?
Curses! The plan is ruined!
It was such a good plan, too. And you have only yourself to blame, I'm afraid, Sholmes. Did I just say blame? No, I think I said blame. Blame. Forget it. Cabin door is locked. Even if I am not here, you cannot get inside.
Mikotoba, I'm sure you haven't forgotten my special talent, have you?
Putting any lock?
Within a mere 5 seconds. So you'd be so kind as to afford me the requisite time, old friend, in your typical accommodating manner?
How could I refuse such typically unappealing request, old friend? So, I need to distract that burly sailor for 5 seconds, do I?
Good man. So, the game is afoot.
Alright. We're playing? This is probably a decent place to call it, actually.
I was thinking that, yeah. No, it's like changed up. And hungy.
And we can kick in next week and move right in with Mikotoba and Sholmes, which will then go right into the next part of the trial, probably. Because I guess this is our version of an investigation phase, right? Because the trial only has a half an hour break, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's Sherlock on the side.
Oh.
Yeah, this is looking interesting. Everything is heading towards the end. So much shenanigans from Kazuma's point of view. But, well, I mean, we'll get our answers. The game is good about finally giving us the answers. It's just the way you go there, it's so many what feels like ridiculously unnecessary obstacles are always thrown in your way in these games. Like, it can never be like, okay, though, court, but for real, listen to what he said. Surely we can agree that's weird. But instead, like, they never need to. They can lie, like withhold, theorize and everything. But everything you do needs to be perfect, evidence presented, and all time. I mean, that's the game. Like, the game isn't supposed to go easy on you. That's sort of the entire point, right? But yeah, it feels. Particularly now, that was like, come on, are we just gonna let him get away with all of that? But apparently, yeah, we are gonna let him get away with all of that. Like, just I can't still not get over this idea. It's like, yes, I was the one who went with Gregson, the other assassin, and I was the assassin to kill the Reaper's target, and then I left. But then he didn't get killed, hopefully. And then because he was mad because he didn't do it, he shot him, and that's why he's the bad guy. And you better be careful that the target wasn't killed, or you're gonna be in difficulties. Like, come on. It's crazy.
And just the fact that he can be like, you know, like, you did this, you're really bad at this, everything's bad. And then if you say, like, you did this, he's like, dude, I'm your best friend. How could you say that?
Like, how would you say that to your very best friends? Like, are you kidding me? Like, look at what you're doing. I guess, you know, his entire thing is like, I'm after Van Zieks, you know, so just let me get Van Zieks. And ultimately, that is it, right? We could have just said, yeah, it's fine. And then Kazuma will probably like get Van Zieks, but the thing is, he is probably innocent, right? Like, that's the entire point. So that is why we're here. So,
yeah.
Anyway, I love the game. I like it. Is great. It is really good. I'm having a great time. But it's just sort of like, it's not even in such a bad way that like it's just, oh, come on. It's that sort of thing, right? Like, the fact that the game treats it in the way that it does, with making you feel like a bad guy and letting you jump through all the hoops, it's not a negative thing, but it does get on. It does feel frustrating at times, basically, but in a good way, I think, at least. Right, well, we'll be back with this next week then.
What are you doing tomorrow? Anything interesting?
Well, I've been shanghaied into this group thing, where I'm playing with two complete noobs. Actually, Kirsty is probably the one that knows Minecraft the most out of the three of us, I suspect. She's played it much more recently than me. That's gonna be. I'm really excited about that one. I'm really having a great time in our little Kirbycraft Minecraft streams. If you guys haven't been watching, absolutely watch, because it's been super fun. If you have missed something, Yogg's Live has the VODs, I think, or if not, I think just the Twitch channel probably has the VODs. There may be a possibility of like edited versions at some point. It's still a little bit unclear. Like, I think we'll see. We'll see if that happens or not. But I highly recommend it because it's been incredibly fun, and I'm looking forward to doing it tomorrow as well. Yeah, excited. So that's what's happening tomorrow, and then next week we'll be back with this on Thursday for more lawyer time. So that's it for us today. I hope you had fun, Briony. I hope everyone in both people's chats had a great time, because I certainly did. It was fun coming
I'm
back
sorry
to it
about all
after a
the
long time away.
Twitch troubles. I don't know what was going on
that was
on
weird.
that end.
It was
Seems to be a UK thing, maybe.
Maybe. Hopefully, that'll be fixed soon. At least tomorrow. You'll be in the office, right? So, yeah. We're gonna do Minecraft on Fridays and Eastern and Thursdays. Yes, that's the plan. So this is gonna be on Thursdays, unless we need to change the schedule briefly. But like, the plan is for this to be on Thursdays, because the Minecraft thing is on Fridays, which is on the Yogscast channel. So it's not on either of our personal channel, but up over there. So make sure you go there and enjoy. Yeah, and then I do my solo stream on Tuesday. I do Armchair Admirals on the Yogscast channel on the Monday, and I'm probably doing something. I can't believe it still hasn't been announced yet, but there might be something. Just theoretical possibility here. There may be something happening on Thursday. I mean, why did I say Thursday?
Ooh.
Saturday. I meant Saturday. I said the wrong day. I meant Saturday. It's
Something I don't know about.
Well, I don't know. I'm just so surprised. Like it hasn't been announced yet, because like it's right. It's like 2 days from now. It feels very late. But I think all I'm saying is, chat, keep an eye open on the Yogscast channel on Saturday, 2 till 5 UK time, or at the very least on Twitter, because something might be announced. That's all I can say. I mean,
I've gone through all the messages now.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, ooh.
Because I think it should have been announced by now, and it hasn't been. So maybe I shouldn't leak it or whatever, but it's bizarre. Like, we're supposed to let people know something is happening. So screw it. Come after me if you want, Harry. Me, Silas, and Nilesy, and hopefully Bree are going to be playing board games on Saturday. Saturday 2 till 5. So that should be really fun. Come watch and enjoy. We're gonna chill and have a good time. I'm not even hinting. I'm just full on saying it. We were supposed to have a regular board game stream on the Saturday. So please come join us and have fun. We're hoping to eventually to regularly bring in guests. If we have a fun game we're planning, we want to have people join. Yeah, like I said, this hasn't been announced yet, but considering the fact it's happening the day after tomorrow, I'm announcing it now, because yeah, like, it's crazy that it hasn't been. So come check that out. And then on Sunday, I'm doing my D&D, or rather my Pathfinder, and then we're back on to a whole new week. Yeah, I am also going to try. I think it'll be next Wednesday. I'm going to try out streaming on YouTube, which I have never done before. I've never done it before.
Yeah, because we can now.
We are allowed now. Our contracts have changed a little bit here at the Yogscast, so we are no longer forbidden to stream on YouTube. We are allowed. So I wanted to give it a go to see how it feels and so on. It is not my intention to completely shift over by any means, but I figured it's worth checking out, see if it's fun. Maybe there's a bunch of people who's been subscribed to me for ages and for some reason has missed that I'm on Twitch now. Or maybe they just hate Twitch and don't want to do it, you know, so that's the thing. So that's probably going to happen on Wednesday next week, which will fill up my schedule entirely, but we'll see. We'll see how it all works out. Like, I now will end up having 3 streams I do in the Yogscast channel, 2 streams I do with Briony, and 1 stream solo, and it's like... At some point, I mean, I need a day off as well, so we'll see. We'll see how it all works out, but I want to do something. Anyway, that's a lot of rambling for me. Everyone, make sure you go check out Briony's streams as well. She has been playing a ton of Hades recently, which has been really fun to watch. And I think are you still deciding on to continue or not? I saw at the end of the stream you asked people.
I was a bit like, because I thought like, oh, I've done the thing now, and I'm like a really bad judge of whether people want to carry on watching stuff or not. But people seem to be enjoying it still, and everyone's just like, ha ha ha, you fool, you've got to do it 9 more times.
Yeah.
So maybe I should just carry on
I recommend carrying on, because while that is obviously the big... Oh, Silas stream. Hello, Silas, thank you very much for the stream. You raided me right as I'm leaving. Rip in peace. But thank you anyway. And hello, everyone. We'll pass you on to someone as soon as we finish chatting. Silas, I announced the Saturday thing because no one else had said anything, so I figured it was about time, considering it's happening
Rydian
2 days from
leaked
now.
it.
So I did an official leak because I was like, how? No one else said anything. It's ridiculous. I have announced it. So if anyone's mad about that, they can come to me. But I have officially announced it. So that's
I'm
yeah.
fuming.
So that's the thing. That's what it. So in Hades, right? Like, yes, you have won, quote unquote. Like you did it, right? I'll go over the Saturday again soon. I'm gonna just finish with Briony. So you have won, quote unquote, right? But as you immediately saw, it's still not over. Like, there's still so many questions. Feels like it's unfinished. And while you can go for ages and get tons of the story, the initial goal is to do it 10 times. Once you've done it 10 times, you get what I consider the first proper ending, right?
Okay.
At that point, you get like that is like, you get basically the end, even though you can still continue after that. That is a good ending. So that would be my first, the goal to do. Then there's, because of the way Hades also works, there's also all of these also more individual character storylines. There's like a Nyx story, there's like a Dusa story, a Thanatos story, a Meg story, an Achilles story. Like this, that keeps happening as you talk more and more of them, give them more and more nectar and stuff, and do more things and see more things. So gradually things will come as you keep playing. But the big thing is to beat the game 10 times. Because then you get your big proper ending. That's what I would aim for. Yeah. Cool.
Blimey.
Cool. Blimey
Might be a while. But then again, it's a while until Hades 2 comes
honestly,
out. So
now that you've won, it's true. But now that you've won once, it's gonna go faster and faster. Your winning run took 61 minutes, right? You're gonna get that done a lot. Like these days, my runs go between 20 and 25 minutes to finish. And
wow.
you're no, I mean, that might sound crazy, but you're gonna get down there as well, honestly. Like, you get stronger, you get better, and you start moving. And one of the things as well is, like, I know that you play pretty safe. I tend to play very aggressive, and I think that's part of it why I finish pretty quickly. But yeah. Anyway, I'm looking forward to you playing more of it. If you still want to, and I mean, if your chat still wants to, but I think there's still,
that's the problem.
I think there's still plenty of things for you to do that'll feel like it's still proper content and so on.
Yeah.
So I say, you do it, and chat, go watch her do it, because it's great fun. And also, don't miss, if you're awake at those times, I don't know what kind of madmen are, but if you are, go watch her bunny streams as well, because they are hella cute. They are hella cute.
Benoist.
That's it for us. If you want to see more of me and Briony, do not miss Minecraft tomorrow. Kirbycraft, I like to call it, because Kirby is me, Kirsty, and Briony's team name. Because KRB, Kirsty, Rudy, and Briony. Kirbycraft.
Kirby.
That's what I said. But you know, do it for you, Kirby. But that's it for us, Ram. I'm gonna tell Silas Rangers about the Saturday thing, but I'll let you go and say goodbye to your chat and stuff.
Okay. Well, thank you, and I will speak to you tomorrow.
You will speak to me later tonight.
I will.
Yeah.
But publicly.
But publicly we'll speak tomorrow. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
It's like teachers. You can't know that they leave school.
That's true. Yeah.
We just shut down and then open up again on stream tomorrow.
Yeah, like robots. Exactly. Yeah. All right. Have a lovely time, Brian. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So the Saturday thing, for those of you who stuck around, again, I am leaking/announcing this because I don't think it's been announced yet, but it should, considering it's literally happening the day after tomorrow on Saturday. So if anyone is upset that I've leaked it, so be it. I'm doing it anyway because we have to let people know, is what I'm saying. There's a board game stream. Me, Silas, Nilesy, and Bree are going to have a board game stream on Saturdays. Starting from now on, it is our intention to play a bunch of fun board games, invite guests over when we're doing a particular thing. We're like, oh, we're playing Stardew Valley game, let's invite Boba. Or we're playing, you know, a horror game, let's invite Daltos. We're playing this game, playing Dune, let's invite Lewis. We want to have like a thing where we play fun board game, be it digital version or tabletop sim or that sort of thing, on Saturdays, afternoon spot on Saturday, having a great time and having a fun time playing games. That is the goal, and that, as far as I know, we're doing it on Saturday. So it might be a good idea to let people know it's happening, is my thoughts. So yeah, stay tuned on the Ugscast channel at that time. I feel like I've talked about 20, almost 30 minutes about stuff that's coming up. It's about time to shut this stream down. But I might as well send you guys to someone while we're at it, considering Silas and all of you guys here. So let's go ahead and send you guys to Kirsty. Because Kirsty is playing Final Fantasy. And that is a fun game that you should watch. Don't want to keep going? No, I'm done. I'm done now. Have a lovely time, everyone. See you tomorrow for Minecraft. And Saturday for board games?